or Mafia.
Whatever, same thing.
Say.
They're both
Not
about
really. Not really the same thing.
I mean, they're close enough. I mean, they're adjacent.
So there are some. I'll give you that there are similarities. I will give you that
There's at least 5 times more Goombas in this.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is we keep finding a reason not to keep going with Resident Evil or start Resident Evil. I think this is short.
Yeah.
This is like I looked up just to double check what's the average playtime, and it's like a 6-hour game. And
we can do this in 2 more streams.
Yeah, literally today, and then I think 1 more.
Assuming we don't get stuck on some mystifying weirdness like often happens.
That is possible. Although I also think that because of this is a remake, but they didn't change the game design all that much.
Right.
I really think that it's really
older
straightforward.
era when games were a bit more
straightforward.
Yeah.
Intuitive.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. No, this definitely, it's relatively, a lot of it is, honestly, the only thing that'll make it take very long will be the parts where we're just having to watch story and stuff.
I'm actually going to be disappointed if in the new Mario movie they don't give the Goombas, over-the-top Italian mobster accents.
It was really funny in Psychonauts 2, they did some goofy mobster voices for some character. Yeah.
Nice.
There's the game, that whole thing is about traveling through the mindscapes of different people, right?
Right.
And so it's this evil dentist, right?
Okay.
Psychopath that you're in the mind of, and they are little flying mobster teeth with Tommy guns and hats.
Nice.
You're they got Tommy the Mooks, they got him. But it's little cartoon teeth flying around. Those are some pretty good games.
He makes great euros.
God, dude, have you ever had people seriously try and tell you that a euro is called a hero sandwich or a gyro sandwich? But I've gotten both of those.
No, I've never had that happen to me.
Well, I've gotten gyro more, I think, because it's a G in Americans.
Or gyro.
Gyro or gyro. But have you ever?
I've heard that before.
Okay, yeah, I have had people really try to.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Fucking.
Oh, he should be going down there while he's distracting him.
Just going ape on that shit, making you try to believe it. I feel like that's an incredibly minor thing to actually care about.
Well, I think it's just dumb Americans that never heard the word euro pronounced. I don't know. I really don't. I really think that's all it is. It's just
I don't know. There's also just, I think my least favorite trait of Americans is the fact that they could not know something and just guess and then defend their guess to the death.
Yeah.
Just whatever fucking garbage they said, even if they made that shit up, if you tell them they're wrong, they will get pissed.
Yes.
And try to convince you that you're wrong, even though you actually know.
Well, that's the thing. Especially America hates experts. They hate people who know things.
Right.
So, not aggressive ignorance is a point of pride.
I think one of the worst things about America, though, is we also have we've got the average person refuses to listen to experts, and then the average expert in this country doesn't really believe in the scientific method at all anymore. They'll just defend their own hypothesis to the death and not acknowledge the possibility of any alternative.
Oh yeah.
You see that a lot in academia in America, which you don't see when you listen to European academics who are more just we don't know.
And then you also have the problem where academics they seem to be completely incapable, or perhaps willingly, refusing to make their concepts accessible to laymen.
Oh yeah, that's for
right.
Sure one of the things. I mean, maybe mainly an issue with physicists. But
it's not just physicists.
No, I'm not talking that issue.
Oh.
I'm talking an issue that I have with physicists.
Okay.
Is that so many, almost all physicists refuse to try to make their ideas make sense in like the context of reality. Like they have no interest in trying to like reconcile their discoveries at like the quantum scale with anything. They're just like, well, it's only our job to gather data and like proofs. But
I
it's
mean,
like
there
at
is
a
a
certain
place for that in science, but it does need to have some kind of practicality.
Well, at a certain point, whether you're going to say that there are some physicists that all they're going to do is gather information and data and like the absolute provable truths and everything like that, there also needs to be some effort on the scientific community's part to make it make sense.
Well, I mean, a whole lot of the scientific community really only exists for the benefit of itself.
Right.
They're just not that interested in damn, Sage, you're driving terrible.
Yeah, it is. Jeez, man, where'd you learn how to drive, huh? Oh my god.
I think I got it. I love that dude just standing there.
Yeah.
They don't try to pull the doors open.
Don't try to shoot you.
Yeah, this isn't like the GTA police.
Yeah, right.
We're almost in the clear.
Because the police
didn't get back in their cars.
I guess they're not being paid very much. Yeah. So. Yeah, I can't believe they just gave up. That's amazing.
Well, I think the AI was just too slow to realize that I had room to get away. So they were like, "How come we clearly we have them cornered?"
You guys excited for the new wave of COVID?
What are they saying? There's another. I don't pay attention to COVID news anymore. That's a historical event to me at this point.
Now we're in the sixth wave now.
Oh, a sixth wave.
Yeah, it's a new version of the Omega strain. It's like 6.5 B.
We have an Omega strain? I didn't hear
about that. Omicron.
Oh, it's a new Omicron. Okay, I was going to say, dang, we went through
Megatron, say it right.
Through a few letters already.
But we actually have more COVID cases now than we had this time last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, it's like going way up. Nobody gives a shit because the media is saying you don't give a shit anymore. So.
Right.
You think it's for you?
Well, I mean, are people actually like truly getting sick, or is it
just mild?
Mild sickness again?
As far as I know, this is like the most dangerous form of the Omicron strain, but that's not very dangerous to begin with.
Right.
So it's not nearly as that dude just drove right out of the trash.
He did. He didn't give a shit.
We got the right of way, man. Yeah.
We did. We actually did this.
Introduction than I ever got.
But
to beat up Dino's pals and take his motor.
Nah, stole enough cars to get noticed, I guess.
what was I gonna say?
I got squeezed by the cops.
Oh right, yeah. It's not as dangerous as a version of what we had last year or the year before that.
Sure.
But hey, it could evolve again.
Yeah, it definitely could.
I mean, it's like the flu at this point. It's not going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's endemic. It's permanent.
Yeah, you're going to have different variations of it that'll be more or less dangerous depending on the year.
Right. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, well, it's good to be on the lookout for it. I suppose. At least the news isn't like trying to call it the apocalypse.
Yeah, I'm pretty sick of that.
Oh, don't worry.
Well, it's always everything.
Everything's the apocalypse.
Right.
It's done.
You can tell
the news.
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mr. Salieri.
Good.
You can tell they're hoping that there'll be a little more monkeypox, though.
Yeah, they really wanted that to be more than it was.
I think because they already have a monkeypox vaccine, so like,
Right.
Yeah,
that's like free money.
Difference between me and Morello. I'm a businessman. I do everything with this. Every decision I make, it's what's good for the business and my boys.
You know what I want? I want a president who runs America like a mob boss runs
All
the
that
mob.
anger.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Just all the governors and stuff. It's like, well, I'm here to do what's best for the
Got nothing
state.
like that. The whole way, boss.
I'm glad to hear it. I got a growing business here.
I mean, it's not like we're going to get
Use a guy
anything
like
better
you to
at
help
this
out
point.
around the bar.
What is
We should just embrace the country as a criminal enterprise at this time.
what is remaining of the at this point in time? What remains of the actual Italian crime families?
First,
They still have some stuff.
Yeah,
Like
how I guess it's like how just like
didn't
a
the
matter of
mob
how
kind of come back a
significant.
bit? And I think in like 2020, 2021 in New York.
Did they? I know they. I know that they.
Well, I know they ran
in
that
the
McDonald's
90s,
scam in the
In the
90s.
90s, they had a huge. Well, but they also had a huge rebirth in the 90s. But they got taken down again, didn't they? I don't know.
The rest will come after.
I mean, the cartels and
Yes, Mr.
their associated gangs clearly run organized crime in the U.S. now. I think they've pushed most of the other organizations to the
I
side.
don't keep Paulie and Sam
Yeah, and the
around
cartels are
just
like
because
the worst of the bunch.
a lot of guys out there.
Yeah, they don't.
than these two.
I mean, there's not much of a code of honor among criminals anymore. That's basically disappeared.
Granted, there wasn't as much of one as games and
Well, it's not as
movies will make
and not
it
as
mob culture
mythologized and everything,
Yeah.
but
It's romanticized in a way,
The only thing that should matter
But,
to any of us.
I'd argue it was still better back then than what the cartels are doing now in Mexico and shit.
yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cartels are scary, dude. Like I do not want to piss off some cartels.
Being a journalist in Mexico
You
is
stay straight with me.
one of, if not
Dangerous.
the most dangerous job in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The odds of you being killed are so high.
Salieri, you won't ever need to worry about me.
You think it's better to be a journalist in Mexico or in Afghanistan?
Honestly, probably Afghanistan.
Unless you're a woman.
Well, unless you're a woman.
Yeah.
But
if you're a dude, then I think Afghanistan might be slightly safer.
the Taliban might just not have the resources and ability to track you down no matter where you go.
Right, like I mean that's
To
I
the
guess that's
extent
what
that
makes the
cartel
cartel
is.
scary is that military fucking intelligence that they have.
Well,
Precision and
a lot of the modern cartels are like Mexican secret police
Yep.
that broke off,
Yep.
or segments of the military, or special forces, or
and that's
they've got
how they
the
were
knowledge.
founded.
police units. Yeah.
They've got the knowledge, the training, the equipment. I mean, there are cartels that have like fucking like navies and like
Yeah.
armies and shit. So.
Well, there's
Yep.
less of Mexico that isn't controlled by a cartel than is at this point. Like, the country is just dominated by like 7 cartels at this point that just vie over territory.
The government has no real power over them.
No.
No.
Well, Peña Nieto, or whatever, the last president, they found out he took like millions, like hundreds of millions of dollars. I think it was like $300 million from the cartels.
Doesn't
Like,
surprise
the
me.
president had been totally bought off by the cartels, like to the tune of
It
tens
fits.
of millions of dollars.
Take a seat.
That makes a lot of sense.
But then, I mean, that's how you know. And the president now is not
Paulie and Sam can handle the rest.
free of accusations of having taken money from the cartels.
I'm
in
sure
the
he
past.
has.
Oh yeah.
Shit, just to survive.
Yep. I think most of them probably have taken at least a little bit.
I mean, I feel like it's got to be hard to not
Right.
give in to that. In that, I mean, what it's just being greedy and wanting to be paid off and like wanting the money from that bribe is one thing, but like, just purely for safety reasons. I mean,
Do you know there's a Mormon mafia?
Really?
They apparently run a lot of Las Vegas now. They actually muscled a decent amount of Las Vegas
Of all the
away
things.
from the Italian.
What?
Yeah. They control a lot of the real estate in Las Vegas now. They came in and twisted people by the... I think it's because the Mormons were able to come in and seem like they were cleaning up Las Vegas. That it was this newer, cleaner, more family-oriented Las Vegas or whatever. But they run just like a crime syndicate, apparently.
huh?
Be a real shame if something were to happen to you in magic underwear.
I was just gonna say, is that how they survive drive-bys?
Magic underwear. So I get body armor.
Hey, we finally got a gun.
Oh, nice.
Carried a rat. Shot him at the fair a couple of times. Right.
Got him at the bay a couple of times.
Is that really? Were you really?
Oh, he said something about it.
Quit kidding around.
Well,
You
you
got
saying
two
things?
All
Alright.
Too bad. That was funny.
You're real mean. Now, click, click, click. Bang.
So wait, in the 30s, were they having fairs where you could just like fire a regular gun into like a target?
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
that
They have those
absolutely.
now.
Do they?
Yeah, if you know
They
where to
like the
look.
fair? Oh, interesting.
I mean, it would usually be like rural fairs and shit.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like
say,
the city probably, but
I know that you go to a fair, sometimes they'll have like bow and arrow and BB guns. And
shit. I mean, there are fairs that have like tanks and shit. You know?
Dude, what?
Yeah.
Like they let you shoot the tank?
I don't know about shoot 'em. Some
Oh,
places
okay.
yes. Some places no. It depends on if they have the license for the cannon or not.
You ever seen that pumpkin chunkin before?
Pumpkin chunkin?
Yeah,
Is that a fat fucking pumpkin?
No. It's like people build like full-size artillery pieces to shoot pumpkins.
Oh,
That's interesting.
Interesting.
See who can shoot them the furthest.
how far do they go?
Oh, like hundreds of yards.
Well, tell me when they got one that can shoot a pumpkin a couple miles.
Well, we're early days on pumpkin technology. We only started weaponizing
I want
bullets recently.
I want a pumpkin Katusha.
Ooh,
Fucking,
that's a lot of pumpkins.
Yeah.
Just go down the line. They're all just flying up in the sky.
Yeah, fucking Stalin organ for farm products. That's what I want. That's what you take down to the county fair.
Maybe I think you should just do corn cobs at that
Ooh,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, and just cob people, dude. Just cob an entire village. Be brought up on war crimes.
Is that worth it?
What?
Is that worth it?
What, to cob an entire village?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Is that what you're gonna say when you're on trial in Nuremberg?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there with the
Was
rest
it worth it, sir?
with the rest of my Bathists, and I'll be like, we cobbed the Kurds, dude. What do you want from me? Like, it was the right thing to do.
Were you just following orders?
Yeah, man. I was, shit was popping. Like corn.
Oh my God.
I don't know, man. Okay, here's my question, okay? Could you commit a war crime so slapstick that the UN wouldn't bring you up on it because it would hurt their credibility?
What would the war crime be? Like you trip and fall and like you get like sarin gas all over the neighborhood? Like
Maybe at gunpoint we make people walk through a massive field of banana peels. Like they just fall over and over again until they eventually die. like, I mean, that'd be terrible, dude. What if I killed millions of people, dude?
I feel like that would be massively inefficient. You'd be quite busy.
Right. But say I kill a lot of people.
It would take so long, though.
Okay. Let's try to. I don't know how many Bosnians got killed. Like it was like.
Where are you going with this?
It was less than 100,000. Like I mean, like the overall number. It was definitely a genocide, but it was a smaller scale genocide. So if I scaled down to let's say 30,000 people doing the banana march, would The Hague step in, or would they be worried about being taken seriously when they have to show all the footage of desperate people falling on banana peels?
Right.
Well, I mean, The Hague doesn't really step in on any war crimes. You're probably good.
I don't know. They did Bosnia.
What, like 20 years later?
Yeah, they eventually got some of the Rwandan people.
Another like 20 years later? Like
Yeah.
after those people had already been deposed from power and had no ability to do anything?
Sure, but I'm just saying, would they, if they couldn't take the crime seriously, would they still prosecute? Like, if it was too ridiculous.
I guess they probably would. It would be embarrassing for them, but they'd probably do it if there was some kind of political motivation.
Well, I suppose. Are you extorting that lady?
The big business owner in the front, but I think that's his mom or something. So she's upset about it.
She was mad about it?
Yeah.
Of course she would.
Whatever, man, it'd be sad if, like, somebody pinched one of their loaves,
Be shame if something happened to it. Robbed our first business.
We extorted.
Or extorted our
Yeah,
first
It's
business.
different.
Much more noble.
We're providing a service.
Yeah.
Right.
They need to be defended from people like us.
Yes, protect them.
That was in the Godfather game. You could just go around
Oh,
and
you
explore, like
explored
completely
everybody.
random stores.
Yeah,
Like
that
not
game
like
was
story driven
right.
necessarily.
Yeah. Well, and it wasn't like this where we're going into a store that's already been extorted and just collecting.
Right.
In that game, you were like dragging people over the counter
Yes.
and being like, if you don't fucking pay me, like we'll come back and burn this place to the ground.
Well, and I played the Wii version of that when it came out, and so
Did it have like actions? Were you able to like
Yeah,
slam
yeah, yeah.
their head into the table?
Well, in particular, yes, it
With
did,
the
but
Wii mode?
but specifically,
Pliers to somebody's fingers or something.
I don't remember that one, but the one that really stands out to me is fucking garroting someone with piano wire because
You know,
the
like
nunchuck.
this.
Well, and there's the wire between the nunchuck and the Wiimote, so
right.
like you add the controllers would actually make you like do that and then lift up.
That's dark.
Hey, at least they're making you get your exercise in.
I played the shit out of that
It's an
game
educational game.
at like
Godfather,
10 years old.
Godfather for the Wii sounds like a joke.
It does, but it was totally.
Godfather for the Wii.
They should
Hey,
make
they
Mortal
crashed.
Kombat for the Wii.
That's
So you have to actually
They
perform-
had Armageddon at
But
least.
you perform the fatalities using the motions.
But that was also one of the games that wasn't that great.
Oh.
So
Well, they should make a good Mortal Kombat for the Wii.
yes,
Well, the Wii's gone now. Unfortunately.
Fine, whatever the successor to the Wii is going to be. There's going to be one
Switch.
eventually.
I mean, the Switch is.
well the Wii
successful
U
now.
and then the Switch. I mean,
Yeah.
we're like several generations past this.
Yeah, they're not making. They don't even.
Now, what do you
support
want?
the- I don't think
Oh,
they
man, I
even
live in the
support
past.
the Wii anymore.
You've heard of the Nintendo Switch?
They
No,
like,
I haven't. It's
like the Wii-
1947.
The Wii went the way of like Windows XP, where they're like, we're not even going to acknowledge that this exists anymore.
It's one of their most successful consoles, though.
Yeah, but they don't even support
Updated.
it.
Well, yeah, but no old system is supported.
Yeah. Well, they supported it for a little while before.
Yeah, but they didn't
Sure.
get less than other systems.
Yeah. But I'm just saying they're not going to make any new games.
Oh God, no! Yeah, no. That'd be like expecting a new PlayStation 1 game.
Wii's contemporaneous with PlayStation 2.
I would say it's weird. Like Nintendo systems are almost like half,
Yeah,
like half and half.
right,
so like
right.
the Wii is like partially at the same time as the PS2, GameCube, or PS2 and Xbox.
Yeah.
But it's also largely else at the same time as the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3.
Yep, right.
And
And
then
then the Wii U just shipped.
well, the Wii U was like 2 years before they were like, all right, we need
we
to
fucked up.
yeah. And then the Switch came out like 5 years into the PS4 and the Xbox
Right.
One existing.
And then it was another couple of years before the PS5.
Yeah, well, yeah, and so it was. So the Switch is like the Switch will be the next one to like end its life cycle. Then the next like of the major console creators, the next one we'll see something new from will be the Switch. It'll have to be.
Drive before the cop show, Tom.
Game system
Next
life
stop's
cycle.
Bill at the motel. Eugene's nephew's got his money.
Yeah.
Ours next.
When does console life begin?
Begin at conception.
The shop counter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems
What is conception in this?
Like when
Analogy.
when it's conceived as
Yeah.
an idea. Like when somebody thought of the Switch.
Is it
was it
legal to-
alive at that point?
Is it legal to abort a
No.
game system?
Yeah, games.
I think you can because the Wii U definitely was.
That's
Dude, look
true.
at the
They didn't let that
Dreamcast.
thing. Yeah, they didn't let that thing gestate. That's for sure. They were like, oh.
Well, honestly, the Wii U is almost like what I would like. You looking at the Switch and how that works and how good it is.
Yeah,
I would
what
think the
expected.
Wii U would have been an internal prototype for the Switch that didn't actually get released.
Yeah, they weren't at the point where they could make the handheld and console thing.
Yeah, it's like they were trying. Like it was like the earliest kind of version of the idea.
Yeah.
say you're sorry, Tom.
But the Wii U itself, like there was some good stuff on that system,
Yeah, right.
but
Also, Wii U is a dumb.
it's a dumb name. One, because it sounds dumb to say, and then also because people didn't know what it was. I worked at GameStop
Yeah.
when that came out.
And they didn't understand that it was
No,
a
they thought it
console.
was like an extension. They
Yeah.
thought it was an add-on, right? It was just like, oh, this tablet controller, you get this and you plug it into the Wii. Like that's what I think most people
That makes
that don't I mean, like, if you follow video game news and you're
Right.
like plugged into that space, obviously you're gonna know. But if you're not like like at least moderately knowledgeable on
Yeah,
all that
right.
stuff, like it just seemed like an extension.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was a huge mistake. Well, and then the other thing too is once the Switch came out, they ported almost every, if not every, good game that released on the Wii U has been ported to the Switch.
Right.
So like that console is truly worthless because everything that was worth a damn on it got released on
Do they still
much better
support
Switch.
that console?
The Wii U? Oh
Yeah.
God, no.
I was
That
gonna say,
that stopped getting supported before the
Yeah.
Switch even came out.
That's,
Cuba. They drive it this far. Sure they do. And that's how we can sell it so expensive. Bill's Motel is gonna be the place where crates get exchanged. Salieri protects it.
I don't know. I have always like to answer that question in a serious way though. I've always thought that a game life cycle does start on release,
okay.
like once it hits market,
Okay. Gotcha.
and usually it'll end like
So it's
a
got to
couple
leave
of
the cargo ship
yes,
before it's technically alive.
yes.
Okay.
It's got to make it into the like storage rooms of the.
It's got to
shops,
be. It has to
basically.
be delivered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
has to be delivered.
Okay, you got to deliver it.
Life after delivery.
Yeah.
Life after delivery.
Life after
There
delivery.
we go.
I don't know if a lot of people would agree with you on that, Sadie.
See, I
opinion.
think when a bunch of Japanese guys sit down in a boardroom and they say, "This is what the next console's going to look like,"
Right.
It's been conceived,
Right.
and then
Well, it's been
alive.
conceived.
Yeah.
Is that alive though? They got to spend a lot of time and budget to kind of put that together though.
What would you consider a contraceptive for console?
I don't know.
Like, if those same Japanese dudes sit down, right, and they come up with the idea, but they're all wearing condoms, is it not alive?
Okay.
What was that Google system called?
Oh, the Google Stadia.
Yeah, was
that
that
is
was
a
that
massive
miscarriage?
Yes, it was.
That's still
That was like a radioactive mutant baby.
Yeah.
That was.
that is still like it's still a thing as of right now. It's not like gone away. It's not good. It's not supportive.
Tell Salieri from here on out this place is ours. Capiche? And don't come back. Or you'll end up in worse shape than your friends.
I feel like if you have a Stadia, that's got to be like the Zoom of this generation, dude. Like, kids have to laugh at you if you're playing on the Stadia, and then you have to try to defend it.
Oh yeah.
Like, you'd be like, no, it's even better than the
Dude, if
Switch."
some kid is playing the Google Stadia with their console, I'll laugh at them and believe them.
They're like, no, you don't understand. It holds more songs. the spin wheel is so easy to use.
I wonder how Stadia's doing on sales these days.
Probably not very well.
I mean, I feel like it's past its prime, whatever you can call it prime.
Does everything have to have a prime? Or can
Yeah, I don't think
not
it had
have
one.
a
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Oh my God. Amazon, man. They're no wonder they're trying to get more
shit.
robots, because their shit doesn't. Their service is getting awful.
Yeah. Plus, they keep running over people's dogs.
I've had several things I've ordered now be pushed back a couple weeks, and then them tell me like, "Oh, sorry, this is undeliverable. We'll give you a refund." And I was like, "I would have gone to the store." Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Shit, I already bought it. I'll wait 2 weeks." And it's like, "Okay."
Yeah, I mean,
Then it doesn't get. I was like, "I needed this a while ago."
Yeah,
Amazon, like, just tell me you can't get it to
you
me.
needed that gnome butt plug yesterday.
that 2 weeks ago, dude.
Oh, by the way, I heard that you've been having some trouble looking for groceries these days.
Oh, Aldi be covered in gnomes. Dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, man. Summer gnomes, just like you were
Yep,
joking the
yep.
other day about seasonal gnomes.
Yep.
And it literally said summer gnomes on the box, and it was filled with plush gnomes.
Plush gnomes?
Yeah, plush
Like, you can
gnomes.
put them on your bed.
Yeah,
'Cause
dude,
you wouldn't
like-
want to put those out in the yard, you know.
No, those are cuddling gnomes.
Yeah.
For
Is that
all
a
the-
thing now? People cuddle their gnomes?
I guess
besides
so,
you,
man.
but-
I mean, people, gnomes are
Are they cuddling?
See, I've started. I might just give up on. I'm giving up on
Food?
fighting the gnomes, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, dude.
You're just gonna lie back and think England now?
It feels like the more resistance I put into it, the worse the situation gets. Dude. It's like a hydra. Like, every time I bitch, it like 4 more things to bitch about pop up. Like,
Yeah, man, like the gnomes are probably listening.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, that guy got you.
I
Fat
mean, like,
motherfucker.
seriously, summer gnome. Like, that was a joke you made, and I was
Yep.
like, I don't think they're gonna do that.
So that means that we're gonna have gnomes for all seasons.
I saw a Father's Day. There were
gonna
Father's
be a
Day
Shakespeare
gnomes. There aren't even Father's Day decorations. That's not even a thing. Like, there's no creatures associated with Father's Day. Nobody.
Well, maybe
like,
these gnomes are having a lot of kids. That's why there's more gnomes around. So
maybe, but I'm just saying, like, Father's Day wasn't a themed holiday to begin with, and now they got
That's
Father's
true.
Day gnomes. Like holidays that don't even have theming have gnomes now.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of these gnomes. They're getting diverse too. It's not just the old like white.
Do they have a
gnome.
Juneteenth gnome?
I don't know if they have.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
But they do have black gnomes now in a variety of different.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, is it good for the gnome community? I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
More representation.
I think they got gay gnomes too. Like
Do they?
they have.
I've seen some straight up BDSM gnomes, dude.
I did. I think I saw a pride gnome the other day.
Yeah.
I do think I did see a pride gnome.
Yeah, because I remember going into gnome goods and.
I love that we're all calling it gnome.
I mean, you were right. That is what it is now.
Full of gnomes.
Yeah. But yeah, they had like this whole 2 aisles of gnomes, right? And like they had every fucking kind of gnome you could think of. You know? Yeah. No, Alex is he didn't make any.
I mean, I believed it. It's just funny.
Yeah, they had like a whole section of wedding gnomes. And
They have wedding gnomes?
Yeah, wedding gnomes.
Oh, God, dude. You can't even celebrate the most important moments in your life without a gnome?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a legal requirement now.
Every wedding has to have a gnome.
Yeah, it's not an illegally recognized wedding unless it's been officiated by a gnome.
By a gnome.
But yeah, so these wedding gnomes.
A gnome on a Roomba comes up with your ring.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, God.
But yeah, there were some straight couples that were gnomes, and there were some gay couples that were gnomes. It's like, okay.
Huh?
Like,
Yeah.
I guess the Supreme Court will probably take that away in a few years, but still.
Yeah, you wonder, man. Will the Supreme Court stand up for gnome love? I don't know. I honestly, like, as much as like, I still don't like gnomes. but my main crux of my hatred of gnomes was that there has never been a good gnome.
Right.
And
Right.
I still don't think that there's ever been a good gnome specifically. But I gotta give gnomes a lot of credit for having a lot of balls. For just being
Really
fucking
conquering?
everywhere.
Yeah.
For being fucking everywhere right now. Like, they have literally taken over the
shit.
cultural
I
zeitgeist.
just barely
for
got caught on
some retarded reason. And it's just, I kind of respect it, I guess, like, begrudgingly. you
like
know?
Genghis Khan just
Like,
conquering.
they're
The
saying,
gnomes have sacked your metaphorical city and piled the
Eventually-
skulls up outside the walls to climb into your heart.
His metaphorical city and
Eventually-
his physical butthole.
Yeah.
eventually, you will not know what an elf is. You will, at least in the context of Christmas, you will not know what an elf is.
I mean, I think
you
we'll
won't
know what they are.
You won't know.
There's gonna be a
You
version
won't know
of,
what a leprechaun is. You won't know what a cherub is. Like, all of these tiny holiday creatures are going to disappear because they've been replaced by gnomes, dude.
I can't wait for that cut of Lord of the Rings.
A gnome cut. What, Legolas?
Everybody's a gnome.
I don't know how you tell Legolas and Gimli apart, but you know.
Question. Yeah, dwarves are probably the dwarves' days are probably numbered right now, dude.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty indistinguishable, like even in some other fantasy medias
Right.
between them and gnomes.
Yeah, I don't know how long they're gonna last.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, if I was
Okay.
a diminutive creature, fantasy creature of any kind, I'd be concerned
Yeah.
about gnomes taking my job.
Took your job!
But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I've seen, like, lately, almost every store I go into has gnomes. Stores like Aldi, I did not expect to see. So,
Yeah, that's a weird one.
So
It's a
many.
grocery store, not a
So
Walmart
many. And
store.
they sell some random shit in the aisle sometimes, you know, like they sell fans and they sell, like, small household appliances sometimes. But, like, don't know why they're selling gnomes.
I love this dude just rolling up, just doesn't give a shit, but you're in the way, so he's pissed.
He's just
Right.
honking.
Fresh Meat Company.
Really undercutting the dramatic story beat there.
Get out of the way!
So that's how a regular palooka goes from cabbie to mob enforcer overnight, is it? Just dumb luck.
This guy's aggressively Irish.
Is there any other kind?
Taking a break just when Paulie and Sam are coming around the corner. What are the odds? I felt like.
Yeah, they got loads of female gnomes now too.
Do they?
Yeah, it's not just they don't.
I've seen the female. I've seen the female gnomes. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, one day you're busting your back doing it.
It's good though. I mean, we need more gnome representation.
They've got like some of them have like braids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Ars?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Weird.
Yeah, that's is that costing a new line for you or?
No, I don't know. It's a lot of gnomes, dude. It's all over the place.
It is a lot, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's hard to wrap your mind around why, though. Like, I don't.
People are buying them.
True.
Clearly.
There's demand. There's gotta be.
Clearly, yeah.
I mean, think about all the supply chain issues we have right now, but they're still getting gnomes to those books.
That's true.
Somehow, man.
Where are they
the
making
gnome-
these things?
Fucking, probably Isengard, dude. They're fucking ripping them out of the dirt.
The gnomes from Isengard.
That would be funny just to see them pull the gnome out of the dirt like that. Just
They making that noise too when they come out.
yeah, dude. Just like Uruk-hai.
Just a horror show.
Jesus, Mary, Joseph,
Jesus, Mario and Joseph. We're gonna put you at the back of a paddy wagon.
You know anybody
It's a twice
else
hot touch
in this part of town, Joe?
No.
Oh, he's very Italian.
Well, then,
Completely different accent.
I was driving real slow.
Oh, what's the matter, you?
No, sir. I ain't never been in no accident.
Well, repairs are gonna be expensive.
Oh, you're not gonna need that, sir. The tires are just fine. The grill's a little bent up is all. I mean, I got a cousin again.
Not sure that's the best way to solve your problems.
But that is realistic.
It's
I mean,
effective.
if you own the cops, man.
That's true. That's true.
Someone spun you a tail, pal. You got an informant right there says Merle made a mint every time crackers went to
You're after me, Lucky Charms.
Seriously, that dude's fucking leprechaun hat.
Dead in the street. Head all caved in.
It's like the battle of the accents.
See, now that's what I want instead of like American Idol or whatever. I want there to be like a performance show where it's just people with crazy accents, like trying to outcompete each other.
Trying to
Honestly.
like read poetry.
Yeah, yeah.
like or do tongue twisters.
Sally sells she shells down by the seashore. Yeah, Sally sells seashells down by the seashore, alright? What are you gonna do about it? Forget about it, alright? Just selling seashells. It's a good business adventure.
Do you remember that video of the guy with the thickest Irish accent?
Yes.
Oh my god.
That was so funny.
That's so unintelligible, man. Why do
That dude literally sounded like a leprechaun.
No, he actually did. He actually really did.
Do you hear about that truck that?
Exploded.
I know the one down in Texas.
Yeah, the one that had like 50 dead bodies in it.
Oh, yeah, no, I did hear about that.
They'd all been covered in steak seasoning.
What?
Did you get down there?
Yeah, was that your truck?
No.
Yeah. Paulie and Sam have some.
No, they covered him in steak seasoning as a way to try to hide the scent of there being people in the back, masked in the back of the truck.
Oh, man. I hate to be insensitive, but that must have smelled so bad, dude. Imagine opening that truck.
Yeah, it smelled like dead ass.
And steak seasoning.
It's dead ass with steak seasoning on it.
Yeah, apparently, like, I think the conditions of the truck were so bad that towards the end, some of the people were, like, trying to force their way out. And I guess they managed to, like, force open the doors, and some of them just sort of fell out of the truck and died, and were, like, strewn all over the highway and shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see, but that's, I don't know.
That human trafficking shit is real, dude.
Yeah.
Well, and like
People do not want to talk about
it's
that.
run by the cartels, dude. They don't care about human beings. Like, they don't give a fuck about
The
that.
truck had a refrigeration system, but it wasn't turned on.
But that would have cost money.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how much gas costs right now? Cartels are running, you know, pretty thick margins.
Man, they got money. They can afford it.
Why don't they all just get? Why doesn't the cartel just get Teslas?
Can you imagine a fucking gangland shooting in a Tesla?
Oh, I love it. I want to see like a
throw it in self-driving mode.
I want to see like a fucking drive-by and like a solar-powered car.
A self-drive-by?
In like a fucking solar-powered car, but it's like gray out, so the car just runs out of juice halfway down the block.
Oh shit.
Where do people think the electricity to recharge their electric cars comes from?
Well, you know, there was an electric vehicle festival in England just recently, where they set up these car chargers, and they were like, "These are the best, you know, EV chargers in the world. Everybody should try them out." And people were like charging up their car. They were using diesel generators to power them.
Yeah.
Or I remember I watched this one video where this town in Michigan was bragging about putting in the EVs, and then they asked, because the utility guy was there too, because like everybody big in the town showed up or whatever, and they're like, "What's the energy mix here?" And he's like, "I think we're on about 95% coal." And I was like, "Well, what the fuck's the point?"
Well, I know a whole shitload of like the actual manufacturing process for them cars. Mm-hmm. You know, they still use a whole lot of shit that's carbon emitting shit, right? In order to do that.
Yeah.
And the batteries.
Same with pretty much every green energy product, sadly.
Kids mining the cobalt.
Well, yeah.
In the Congo is so fucking sad, dude. Those are the worst. I don't know if the pictures in the
liberal thing to support.
But I don't know if the pictures of the kids in Sierra Leone digging up the blood diamonds looked as bad as some of the pictures coming out of the kids digging up the cobalt.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah, the world's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. No, solar makes total sense to me. There's no way a windmill will ever get back the amount of power it takes to build one of those giant fucking windmills. Those things are like 100 feet tall. There's like, you're not like all of the coking coal you have to use to smelt the steel that they're made out of and all that. So there's no way that it has
the trade-off.
It's environmentally even neutral. Like that's a sink. And then what do? They just let them rot in the field. Like if you go to California where they built the first wind farms.
Graveyards.
They're killing the birds.
It's a bird genocide. It is a bird massacre. Windmills are the Hitler to birds.
But no,
and they give you cancer.
If you go to California where they built the first wind farms like 20 years ago, they don't work anymore. But they're too expensive to bring down, so they're just rusting in these fields and just like collapsing in on themselves. Like
then hydroelectric power is a good idea, except we're out of water now.
Yeah, you hear did you see the Hoover Dam's not generating electricity? It's not generating any electricity anymore. Las Vegas lost 30% of its electricity.
That's not good.
Just because the water's not flowing anymore.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, the water situation is bad. They're starting to look. Those bastards, man, they come and they start looking at us every time. Yep. Every time things are getting bad.
Great Lakes.
Yeah, they're going to build a water pipeline. We need water.
Meanwhile, they're still watering their golf courses.
Yeah, who at their lawns just got down there like, I want grass.
Fuck your grass.
You know,
it only rains a quarter of an inch a year here, but I want grass.
Move then. Most of these people bitching about it are rich anyway.
I don't like sand.
It's rough and
coarse and it gets everywhere.
That's like if I moved up to like the fucking Arctic Circle and was heating my yard so that I could plant grass.
Yeah.
Like I was just like
Well, you won't need to do it in a few years.
heating the permafrost.
There's no permafrost left. You'll be fine.
There's not. That's true.
You know, I actually really
But still,
feel
man.
Anakin now.
Wait, what?
You hate
I really
sand?
feel it because I
Oh,
can't stand
grass.
Tatooine either because fucking every Star Wars thing that comes out takes place there. So I'm really starting to understand how
would
he felt.
really make Tatooine better?
What?
Some grass.
Yeah, they should import it.
They should start planting grass. Build a golf course.
Tatooine into one.
That actually be fun if there's like an entire planet that was just a giant golf course.
Just everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't walk anywhere on the planet without somebody being like, get off the green!
The only form of transportation is those stupid little cars.
Golf carts.
Cops are going to ask questions.
Race car.
Sure. Try to keep it in one piece.
It'd be funny if the whole planet was like on a grid.
I gotta be back from
It's
work
like
by 1:30.
about every
Now
five,
that's a cool car.
about every couple miles, there's a country club.
No wreck and save.
Yeah, come on, man.
Speed.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
You got this.
It doesn't matter if you're fine. As long as it doesn't explode, you're fine.
Yeah, that's how cars work, you know?
No.
In video games, it is.
And movies as well.
Oh,
Well,
your
that's
car's
true.
already smoking, so be
Shit, alright.
more careful.
That's fair.
Yeah, that car probably has lung cancer by now. Didn't they do a bunch
This
of...
is before they invented lung cancer.
Yeah, lung cancer was only discovered in 1960s or something.
Yeah, right.
What was the first time someone knew, like someone was diagnosed with cancer
Well, I think-
properly and, like, they knew, like, they could say
That it
this
was
is what
probably
cancer is?
cigarettes or-
No,
Oh.
just at all, like, the word cancer and, like,
Yeah, I don't
just
know.
when that was diagnosed for
I
the
would say
first time.
probably, I would guess in the 1800s.
Yeah, I'd
would be
say
the
around
first
the
time they
Industrial
probably found a
Just,
tumor.
like, they knew what that actually was, that they understood.
Well, I don't know.
How well they
It might have
understood
been,
it, though.
yeah, that it would have been probably a while before they understood, like, you know, cell mutation and replication and stuff like that.
Maybe
But
not in that great a detail, but just,
Yeah.
like, enough to go, hey, something's wrong with your body. And
I
this
would,
is-
Yeah.
I would guess.
We gotta put some leeches
I
on
would
there.
guess maybe.
leeches up your butt, it's gonna do the trick.
I would guess maybe like the mid 1800s. They probably like, you know, cut somebody open for the first time and like found a tumor and started to be like, okay, these masses
That makes
Right.
sense to me.
can grow or whatever. But
Especially with how popular, like, dissections and shit were in, like, Victorian
That's true.
England and shit. Like, that was something that, like, the public would get tickets to and just go watch.
yeah, right.
Can you imagine
Different
that? Like,
time,
a
man.
night out on the town with your fiance
Hey,
and they're like,
they
hey,
still
let's
do that.
watch someone get cut open.
They still do that in Portland. Don't you remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where they sold his body
Oh, yeah.
and then they cut it up during a meal or whatever.
But Portland's a freak show, so...
Yeah,
Portland, yeah,
Portland's
that's
a
true.
weird place.
I don't like Portland very much.
Yeah, I saw a fully naked. I saw a video of like a fully naked man just screaming at people trying to eat. They were like outdoor on a patio, like eating, like outside.
Not cock, and that's what he had a problem with.
And he was just screaming at them, just fully naked. And then the guy, he must yell at people nakedly regularly at this restaurant because
They just didn't look that.
the employee was like, "Come on, man, just put your damn clothes on, Mike. Come on."
They knew his name?
Yeah, he knew his name.
Oh, that's a
Every
local.
day at 3:30, Mike comes out with his cock out.
Yeah,
Well, that's a local. That's a local naked man.
Same sausage and meatballs joke every time.
Man, it would be pretty weird to see a race car going full blast down the street.
Yeah.
Right, you'd be like, oh.
I have seen increasingly more videos of psychotic naked people wandering around in the streets of big cities.
Well, it's
What's
like we
what's that
predicted.
about?
I don't know.
What's going on there?
Don't know.
It's like what we
Don't know.
predicted.
One guy was screaming at a car. He's standing in the
Because it
middle of the
wasn't eating
street.
his cock. Same
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
Really going
same
around.
problem, dude. Standing in the middle of the street screaming at the car.
We all predicted this, though. Like,
That's
after
true.
the pandemic,
People,
this is
yeah,
going to happen.
yeah.
It's just
We
how
did
that
say
works.
people were going to go nuts, but yeah, it is odd.
I guess it's just a different thing to see it happen.
Oh,
Granted, I luckily have
It's
not
always
run across
sad.
this problem
It's
myself.
always sad when a prediction comes true.
Well, it's because all
We
of our
never have good
predictions.
predictions this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, we never
It's
predict
always
good
the
things
shit
happening.
ones. Better get moving, man. Your cool race car.
Well, now I have to be like,
Stealthy.
well, not
How
stealthy,
can you
but
be
I just.
stealthy in a race car?
I didn't say stealth.
Is your
I did
motor
not say
gonna
stealthy.
explode? What is going on? You can't overheat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because we've basically rigged it to blow and kill the driver.
So it's got a bomb in it.
Yeah, so now we have we have to maintain like a certain amount of
You got to be fast, but you don't want to overheat the engine.
exactly.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah, you got to be like Sonic.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right.
You got to be like Sonic on his way to the bathroom after eating too many chili dogs.
Gotta have diarrhea fast.
Do you think Sonic ever goes to Sonic? Gets the shits from those chili dogs?
Has there ever been an ad campaign combining those two things?
I don't know.
Whoa, hedgehogs love big tits.
What? Do they have big tits in Sonic?
Oh man, I
Have you never
I know
seen a
it's like
commercial?
Hooters.
What?
Have you never seen a commercial
Sonic
for
commercials got big tits?
Sonic is owned by the same. Sonic is like a just slightly differently named
Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr. I thought. Right?
Oh,
Are they
really?
not under the same?
No, every Sonic,
they're not.
every
Maybe they're
Sonic
not.
ad I've ever seen has been like two awkward middle-aged white guys like sitting in a car, just being like, "Oh, they got the cherry lime freezy now," and he's like, "Yeah, I got cherry lime freezy." He's like, let me get some of that.
Maybe I'm mixing that together.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'm mixing
I
that
think you
together.
are.
Yeah, I don't know. I never saw.
Well, I wanna
There
see
were
Sonic
never
do a
any good-
campaign
There were
for-
never any good tits at Sonic that I ever saw.
And yeah, let's keep the tits away from either Sonic, because you know what happens when at least one of them gets them.
You better slow down, dude. That's a good point.
You can glide. You can like, as long
Yeah,
as you're not
right.
on the ignition, you can kind of like build up speed. And
Because yeah, like what if they make like a
Yeah.
what if the result of that combo is like a furry version of Hooters, you know?
Ooh, God, that sounds
That'd be
horrible.
weird.
Well, you put it out in the
Apparently-
universe, so.
Apparently, and I have not seen pictures, so this could be, how people get in like panics and shit like that and start like saying crazy things are happening at the schools and stuff.
Yeah.
So this could just be that. But I've seen several like claims that there are schools that are just letting the kids wear their fursuits all the time. And just like
Didn't that start
I
after
believe.
there was that one crazy politician who was talking that shit about how they have litter boxes at the schools for the kids?
Well, I don't think they have litter box. I think that's that
I
I
think
think
is-
is extreme, like taking this to the extreme. But I have seen claims.
Maybe
where,
there's
like,
one school where
Yeah.
they have a litter box.
but just claims that like increasingly at schools, kids are being allowed to just
Do whatever
wear
they
their
want.
fursuits at all times.
I mean, I'll admit it's possible. You know, we all have experiences with furries.
Yeah, right.
So-
Well, I mean,
I wish we didn't.
Avalon, allowed that kid to graduate based on the fact that he made a fursuit.
Yeah, that was a senior project.
But I don't know if that's a widespread thing.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, let's get out of here.
But there are a lot more furries in Gen Z than in any generation before, that's for sure.
Well,
that's
that's because they grew up on the
unquestionable.
internet. It's
Yeah.
been relatively normalized for them compared
Mhm.
to other generations. Like, our generation, we all knew growing up that like furries were weird, right?
You're right.
But there's a lot of Gen Z who was never taught that.
It's true.
Brain has got a piece on it, because I'm not sure the bartender's going to hand over what he owes. And his two sons, they're
If Rainforest comes back, you guys want to go?
What?
Rainfurs?
Rainforest?
What's that?
Oh, is that
That's
furry
like the
convention? Ugh.
Why is it called that?
I don't know. It's called Rainforest.
Oh.
I think because it was up in Washington where they have the rainforest up there, or maybe.
Alright.
But
Why, you got a fursuit?
no,
I think you need a fursuit to get in.
Do you? I think it might be interesting, though. Huh?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Sage, what are you going to go as?
anthropology kind of thing.
You going to go as an echidna?
Yeah, it's nothing like that. Mikey,
You gonna be an echidna, dude?
Nah, I have 4 dicks to pull that off.
Nah. Not enough dicks.
Well, gotta get 4 dicks fast.
Sonic is kind of retarded.
Dude, I don't like. I'm not a fan. I like the originals when he didn't talk and it was like
Right.
8-bit.
But my
16
God,
bit.
the direction that the Sonic franchise has taken from the cartoons to
All
the
right.
movies.
You didn't like Sonic Forces?
I didn't watch it.
It's a furry simulator.
Sonic Forces was the
Make it very
game
fast.
where you make your own persona.
And then you like hold hands with Sonic.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
no.
actually happened.
No,
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was the
know
whole
about
game.
that. Oh, God. I
Yeah,
don't
like
know
Sonic
about
holds
that.
you by the hand and drags you through the levels.
Yeah.
Ew.
And you like run side by side holding hands.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
You're like furry, your persona.
Yeah.
Gotta throw that fursuit fast.
That was the game that was really weird too, because it's like the opening of the game is Eggman has conquered the world.
Yeah.
Sonic is in prison and is implied to be tortured.
Yeah, they make it sound like some Mujahideen shit.
Yeah, but then you rescue him and he's fine. It's
Yeah,
like,
he's
nothing like that.
clearly just. But like they describe it like they're fucking cutting his legs off, man.
I think that would have been actually kind of great if you go in there and like his like knees are all jacked up and he can't run anymore. Like,
I did think that was funny in The Boys when Soldier Boy woke up or whatever, and he's like, Osama bin Laden's a hero. It's like, when I went out...
Dude, that show is fucking great. Ulysses, you really gotta see more of that shit.
that shit.
Oh, maybe it just. Oh, okay, I guess it just broke. It didn't explode. But
Yeah, I was definitely expecting some serious.
Lichtenberg is out.
I wasn't expecting there to just be like a straight up 1930s race in this.
Yeah, like dildos on wheels.
Wield for her pleasure.
oh god. Fuck you.
You better go get Lichtenberg, dude.
Yeah, before he gets to Liechtenstein.
Yeah.
Captain Liechtenstein.
That was hilarious.
That's subjectively the best superhero.
And they made him a little guy.
Yeah, was he on a surfboard, snowboard? I don't know.
I think he was on skis or something, right?
Yeah, he had like magic skis that he flew around with.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to work.
How they do in the magical land of Liechtenstein, dude.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I haven't been like disqualified at this point.
I thought this is what you were supposed to do with the races. It's like pod racing.
Now
No,
this is pod racing. Shit.
You just lost.
You're not doing great, Sage.
I'm
I like
not.
how these drivers. There seems to be one voice actor for all these other drivers.
That's just the announcer.
No, it was not the announcer because it was like the other drivers.
Oh, were they yelling at me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that probably. I can imagine they didn't put
I
a
don't
lot of
think-
effort into that.
I don't think he's particularly good.
Alright, come on, Sage.
You can do it, Sage.
You gotta slow down when you take the curl.
Yeah, but then I can crash into them and you know.
That's ramming speed.
Okay.
Yeah. Ramming speed. That's what's fun about it.
You gotta slow down on those corners.
Why don't they make like a variation of racing that's where the cars are specifically built to ram the shit out of each other? You know, like a combination.
They
of,
do demolition derby.
Yeah, that's not a race though.
So
As far as video games go, the Burnout franchise is basically just all about crashing. One of the few car games I actually like.
I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't mind if somebody tried to make like heavy metal.
But with actual racing instead of smash.
Twisted Metal, sorry.
Yeah, Twisted Metal.
You know, there's a Twisted Metal TV series in the works. I doubt it will
Wow. Look at all that progress we lost there.
be. Oh, Tommy's not a fan either.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Shit.
Almost getting a bit Russian there.
Son of bitch.
You son of a beach.
Sage, can I see your bobs in Virginia?
What? Come on.
Yeah, how big is this racetrack?
You've never seen those comments from like really thirsty Indian dudes being like, "Show me your bobs."
Show me your bobs.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I had not seen that.
I'll find you some bobs in Virginia content.
Fuck. I slowed down
Oh,
that
no.
time, even.
You always find the weirdest shit out.
Oh, come on.
Funny. There's some good memes.
I mean, I'm not saying that it can't be funny. I'm just saying it's always weird.
Yeah.
Unless there's more surprises in
It's just,
store.
I mean, well, when you have to sexually harass and it's not your first language,
I mean, that is what that is.
You're kidding me. It's as tight pack as they make for first.
You're right, that is the same guy.
It's Jesus.
Jesus?
Yeah.
What?
What?
Because Jesus was Jewish, man. So.
Jesus?
Yeah, it's Jesus.
I mean, not every Jew is named as Jew in their name, Alex.
Ah. You make a point.
In fact, are there any Jews with Jew in their name?
No. Just Jesus.
Oh, right in the fuel truck. Oh shit, you killed it.
I'm killing people during
What he gets for trying to refill people's gas.
He knew the risks when he took the job. I'll tell you, Sage, if more people drove like you, I might actually have watched NASCAR.
Right? This is all I'm asking for. Is death.
How come you don't get any points for passing up the cars that are, like, dead? They're not considered racers?
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Huh.
Damn, we lost.
And they're smoking wrecks?
I don't know if it matters if we lost, or... Yeah, okay, we do have to win. Alright.
Alright, what's your last checkpoint?
Just the beginning of the race.
Yeah.
Alright, come on, Sage.
Alright,
You got
alright.
this. You gotta get serious this time.
I'm serious this time, okay.
1930s racers.
This is why we're not going to finish this game in 6 hours.
It's
Come
gonna
on,
be
man.
this racing sequence.
Come
How
on,
many
man.
races
You gotta push
are
it.
there?
I think
You
it's
gotta
only this
push
one.
it. You gotta push that little dildo
Yeah,
car
push
all
it
the way
real
to
good.
70 miles an hour, dude.
Favorite, Martin Lichtenberg, taking some time out of the International Series to compete with us today.
Yes, we should put on some initial B for him.
Yeah, dude.
Cause I'm running in the 90s. It's the place that I'd like to be.
I'm just running
In the 90s.
Well, I'm sure you'll all join me in
God, that would make such a weird combination of the 1930s aesthetic here.
Can you imagine it being like an anime with the 1930s
What I
aesthetic?
want now, though, is for it to be like 1830s horse carriage racing. But with that music.
Yeah, honestly. Roman gladiators. Chariots. Fucking
Ooh, yeah,
chariot
like that
racing.
her type shit.
That would be cool, actually.
But with that music.
But with Eurobeat.
Yeah.
I guess I always kind of thought that music was made for those games.
It's made for an anime, I
Yeah,
thought.
it's a show.
Yeah.
No.
Some of it, yeah.
No.
Some of it is.
No. Eurobeat is a genre of music. It's not Japanese. It's European.
But some of that music wasn't original to some of those shows.
Nope.
None of it was.
No.
Well, the show's popular, actually.
Yeah, the show's definitely popularized it, but no, that's music is all by like European bands.
Huh.
Did any of them go to Eurovision?
No.
No, damn it.
Nobody famous goes to Eurovision. Eurovision actually has very strict rules
You have
on
to
whether
suck.
you can be famous. Yeah, basically. You can't.
Are you
even,
good? Then
you
don't
can't
come.
even you can't be a professional singer and go into Eurovision. It's supposed to be kind of like a talent competition. Kind
Oh,
of thing.
so it's like American Idol, but before that?
Yeah, but American Idol, if you're like a lounge singer or you do like, you perform in like bars,
Right,
yeah.
or whatever, you're not considered a professional.
Right.
In Eurovision, you are. So you can't have ever made $1 singing in your entire
So
life.
it's strictly an
So
amateur.
we could go.
Yeah,
we could go to Eurovision. Is what you're telling me.
aggressively. It's
I mean, you gotta dress up like a
aggressively-
gay vampire first, but yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
That's why I
It is aggressively amateur. Like they won't even tolerate you having put a song on YouTube before. That's why ABBA's the only band to have ever been in Eurovision and been actually famous, because then they went and made music after that. They stayed together as a band, but yeah, nobody else does. It doesn't exist.
So what's the point of it?
Of Eurovision?
Yeah.
I
To
don't.
illustrate how god awful and the fucking depraved European culture is.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I think in Europe, there's a love of just retarded camp. That's just an essential part of European culture. And then I think.
You're not wrong.
And well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I get a kick out of Eurovision. Like, I don't have anything against it. I think a lot of people feel about in Europe get the same type of enjoyment out of Eurovision I do, where they're just like, this is so ridiculous and goofy and like, I mean, obviously people get into it too. But the other thing is that, like, you know, I think European people can only sustain an interest in one sport, and that's soccer.
Yeah.
I think it's just too hard for them to have other team sports. They like tennis, but I think it's just the idea of
it used to be called soccer there, and then they changed it to football.
Yeah.
So all these fucking people go, nah, it's actually football. It's like, shut the fuck up. That is not its original name.
Right.
You know, there's a really interesting British variation on football. It's called mob ball.
That sounds very... Is it from the north of England?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds about right. That's the kind of place that mob ball... No, I'm just saying mob ball.
Well, mob ball is... Oh,
nice.
Jesus Christ!
Nice.
You killed that guy!
Yeah, you did.
Holy shit.
Suffer the wrath of our Pinewood Derby.
That dude's not going home to his family.
No. We're really gonna make this like the Phantom Menace and kill all the other drivers.
Okay, how is mob ball played?
So mob ball
They mob your balls clear.
Mob ball, it goes back a long time, right? It's like... Well, it's not like fully legally recognized anymore, but it's like a kind of an ancient game. And
Murder and all.
The idea of it is that you got two villages, right?
Uh-huh.
And they both compete in this game, right? And the prize is like a piece of land, right?
Okay.
And so the rules is that you got to kick a ball all the way through your opponent's town, like to the other side of it, right?
Okay, sure.
And anybody can play it.
Dude.
Damn, dude. That fuel truck got you again, though.
Damn it.
You keep losing to a stationary truck, Sage.
I know.
But anyway, so the other rule of mob ball is that there's no limit on the number of players.
Okay.
So literally the entire town on each side will come out, and they would gather in like a giant horde, and they'll be like fucking like rushing at each other like it's a battle or some shit, and they're all like pushing each other around, kicking each other, and trying to take control of this ball, right?
Okay.
So it's literally like two villages having like a battle every year.
Interesting. Okay, I like that.
And the issue with it is that certain villages get much bigger than their neighbors. And since there's no limit on how many people you can bring, eventually you just overpower your enemy through sheer numbers.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So goddamn close, too.
But, yeah, that was a fairly common practice back in the day. It's not legally recognized now because of violence and land disputes that arose because of it.
Do you know you're not allowed to bring an excessive amount of loose change into a soccer stadium
What is
anymore?
an excessive amount?
Like a fistful of loose change?
Why? Because I'll throw it in someone's face?
What they did, well, the soccer hooligans or whatever, they have...
Are soccer players just that poorly paid? You could, like, distract them by throwing some loose change at the field?
Oh my god, shiny!
No. So the soccer hooligan
They're like
culture
16th century peasants that
They're
just
like
fucking flock to the...
They're like magpies.
Yeah, this is like birdseed.
Every soccer club in England has like diehard soccer hooligan fans. Right? They're basically like low-level gangs.
Yeah.
That follow the soccer teams around. And so slowly over the years, they have banned anything that could be used as a weapon from the soccer stadiums. To the point that they were bringing in newspapers and then folding them up into a pocket and then filling it with loose change and then using it to bludgeon people with. So they banned even bringing in an excessive amount of loose change into the soccer stadium anymore.
How do they measure that? By like weight or something?
I have no idea. I just know that the rule is that...
Is there like a sign outside the gates? You have to have this much change to enter?
Yeah, I don't. I think they probably just like they ask.
God damn.
They ask.
Wow, that flip though.
They ask you to empty your pockets, and if you have more than a few quid or whatever, they're like, no, you can't. You can't come in here with that.
Man, these cars are aerodynamic as hell.
Yeah,
Right.
Strap some rockets.
No, but what I was saying about Europeans earlier was that that I think they can only
like soccer.
Yeah, well, no, but I think they can only handle one team sport at a time, but they need things to, like there's no war in Europe anymore, right?
Except in Ukraine.
Like they took their war away. Yeah, but I mean, it's not the same as it used to be. Like war used to just be
it's what they did for fun. It was a hobby.
like it was what you did when you didn't
Ran out
have
of
to
things
farm
to do,
anymore. Yeah, like once you were done, harvesting crops, it was time to go murder people who looked and sounded differently.
And during the summer when they were growing and you didn't actually have to tend to them, then they would go marching out and kill each other.
Yeah. So it's very ingrained, I think, in European culture, that like kind of national pride and everything like that. And that's a huge part of Eurovision.
Yeah.
Eurovision's all about my country made a worse song than your country.
That's a way that I actually can. I think it's kind of fun, hilarious. Like that's
right. But it's also funny because you can tell, like you can really tell what's going on in Europe geopolitically for the most part,
based on Eurovision.
Based on who wins and how the voting goes. Like Ukraine won this year, right? Like, and all the songs are terrible. So like, it had nothing to do with how bad Ukraine's song was. Or like how every year, every year England comes in like dead fucking last because everybody in Europe hates them. And that just reflects the fact that the Europeans hate the English. Because the English will put a lot of money into theirs. They'll hire professional songwriters and shit.
It'll probably be better generally.
Yeah, generally just be higher quality. I mean, and all the Eurovision music's always in English, so like, obviously it's just naturally going to work out better for the British
because they don't have to
translate
everything.
Yeah, right. And they can just write in their first language the songs and sing the songs in their first language. But
I love that line after multiple people have died.
But yeah, it's always interesting. Yeah, you can just kind of tell what's going on in Europe culturally based on,
I just wish
I think Australia won one year. It was really weird that Australia got to be in Eurovision.
That is strange. Did they let anybody in? Like, can Turkey join?
No.
They wouldn't let Turkey in the EU or NATO. So.
No, not anybody, They stretched for
But why does Australia get to come in? That's not fair.
They stretched for Israel a little bit.
They let Israel in, but they won't let Turkey in.
That's stretching.
But it's close. That's
gaping,
close.
honestly.
but when they let Australia in, it was like, dude, I literally don't know. Like Europe to Australia might be one of those things where if you drew a line through the center of the Earth, like it would go from Europe to. That might be, what do they call that? Like a dipole.
Hollow Earth?
No. Antipode.
Yeah,
the antipode. Like the exact opposite side of Earth from Europe might be Australia. But
I don't know. I think it's just racism.
Yeah, right. I mean, well, yeah, it was just the idea, like, oh, they're European enough. Which is hilarious because, like, they hate on England so hard, but they're like, this country is basically British, so let them in.
Yep.
And then they win. And then it's like, oh.
But then we want the Turks in, even though they've owned half of Europe at various points in their history.
Or the fact that, I mean, it is only 3% of Turkish territory, but it is legally in Europe.
That's true.
And you're letting countries in that aren't even technically in
on the same continent?
Yeah.
Well, he almost got it, Sage.
Sage, come on, man.
Oh, no!
Shit in the bed right at the end.
I know.
Don't do it, Sage.
I'm trying.
Man, we should have just renamed this stream to 1930s Racing. Oh, wow, you got lucky as hell.
Don't hit his car, though.
He just wants to rub it in. Holy shit, that was lucky.
That was hella lucky.
I think he might do it now.
Oh, he's coming up behind you, dude. Be careful.
Another guy, yeah.
Fucking hit the throttle. No!
I got him, though. I got him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got him.
job.
I rammed him.
Good job, dude.
I rammed his ass.
Nicely done, man. You rammed his ass.
There we go.
This episode was brought to you by Rammed Ass.
Fucking hell.
There we go. All right.
You won a race, dude.
I did.
There's our winner. Hey, Tom. Just want to thank you for stepping in like you did. I had 6 months rent riding on that race. I'd be homeless now if not for you.
I just did what the Don asked, Lucas.
Well,
You guys been hearing about what's been going on in Afghanistan?
I heard it's not good.
Nope. Yeah, I mean,
Par for the course at this point. I mean,
they're on the precipice of a famine. They have no economy to speak of, and the Taliban are funneling all the money out of the population to pour it into their militia because they're about to, go to war with ISIS Special K or whatever it is.
It's just amazing that they don't have more money since they've been selling all our weapons.
so like, what's
Where's the
different about
weapons
this ISIS? Do they have like dried strawberries in them?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
yeah, they got it in their beards.
They have 30% more fiber now.
They can help you take a shit.
Yeah, if you don't shit your pants,
ISIS, blow it out your ass.
there you go.
You're probably on a follow for that one.
Yeah, probably. Put me on all your lists, government. I don't care.
Yeah, don't make fun of the CIA's favorite terrorists.
It really is like sports teams with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got their favorite, they got their favorite terrorists. They got their favorite white supremacists.
You think there's a terrorist of the month?
Yeah. Terrorist of the month.
Terrorist of the month. Yeah. Ooh, I don't know, but I will tell you. My favorite. My favorite terrorist organization is the Filipino terrorist organization, the Moro Islamic Liberation Front.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're pretty good, dude.
They just narrowly edge out Boko Haram for that one?
I mean, when you see the headlines talking about them, think about it, the Moro Islamic Liberation Front.
Yeah.
When you see the headlines talking about,
yeah,
and then it doesn't help that the arm of the Filipino law enforcement that deals with the terrorist organization is the Filipino Armored Police. So I did see at one point a headline saying the milk repels fat cop.
Do you think anybody goes to... Do you think anybody... It ever happens that somebody goes to Pornhub and they end up finding news from the Philippines,
Yeah, maybe, dude. Yeah, I think MILF repels fat offensive. That's exactly.
Wow. Okay.
I know. I saw. So that's why the MILF are my favorite terrorists.
The MILF. Good God, man.
Why does the world have so much stupid in it?
Because it'd be so much worse if it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, just there's got to be some funny shit.
This is why I think the world is a simulation.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be this goofy.
Sounds about right.
Fucking coincidence.
The world is getting, not only is it getting darker and weirder, but it is consistently getting goofier.
Yeah.
Over time. What's up with that? Why is it getting goofier?
I think people are becoming just detached from
reality.
Saying there wasn't one today. When our side of town is drowning in dough, that means you're safe. Hey, you seen Polly? Guy's soused. Came through walking sideways.
I don't know what's going on with Polly.
Polly's soused?
Soused mean?
Drunk.
Oh, no, never knew that.
Yeah, see?
That's beautiful.
Yep, MILF braces for FAP offensiveness. Wow, alright.
I mean, you can't get better than those terrorists, for sure, dude.
That's like terrorist groups that, South Park would come up with.
Yeah. Well, they've had that issue in the Philippines a lot longer than I think the term MILF has existed.
Really?
I think
they specifically had the organization MILF before.
Yep, the Moro
You think that's where
Islamic
the term
Liberation
comes from?
Front. Yeah. No, I don't. Pretty sure it stands for Mothers I'd Like to Fuck, but...
I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a lot of people who are interested in militant Islamists on Pornhub,
Militant Islamists I'd like to fuck.
Looking for some of those MILFs.
Show some respect. That's
true, but I'm saying you gotta go home too before you resurface the pit lane.
Okay then. I guess.
I like the physics on that model.
But yeah, Terrorist of the Month Club, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Why not, dude?
Terrorist of the Month Club. That was like an employee of the month thing, but no, this is
Yeah, that's
this
what
is
I
a
was going
club.
for initially.
This is a club where you like
I mean,
sign
it
up
could
and they
be
send you
both.
a different terrorist every month.
I think you just sponsor. I think it's like a donation thing where you like
Oh,
donate
okay.
and they
To
choose a
terrorists?
different terror
To
organization
send your money or
to, you know.
Oh,
And then
well,
they
that's
send you-
just the United States government.
Yeah, and then they
that's called
They
taxes.
send you a picture of the terrorist.
He's all looking at him. He's smiling, holding his
It's a
AK-47.
gun that your tax money bought.
Yeah, it's like those starving kid charities.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's so cute with his RPG.
Yeah, look at that. Like, for only $3 billion a day, you can,
You can fund Al Qaeda.
Look at you.
Here's Omar with the car bomb that your tax money paid for.
without this car bomb, he couldn't slaughter innocents in the name of Allah.
Again, this is just taxes. This exists.
That's exactly what
It's not even a hypothetical.
I wish they'd send me the little pamphlet.
Right.
Like, you know, I think the government really at this point should embrace being a piece of shit. And
Oh, it has. Don't worry, it
Well,
has.
but also just kind of like, you know,
But
have
be
some fun
funnier.
with it for us. Like, you know.
Yeah, that's the sad part. Is it's not very fun. It's just shitty.
Yeah.
If they sent us pamphlets, though, it would be fun.
It would be funny. It would be funny.
It would be funny if they sent
Like-
us pamphlets.
Yeah, you're right.
Like if they were like, every member of the Taliban got a new Toyota pickup truck. On you.
For an extra $6 a
They should have
month, you
sent
could put
Oprah. They should have sent Oprah over there right when we were leaving. Like as the planes were taking off from the airport and just pointing at terrorists, like, "You get a car, you get a car."
I mean, we already did that with helicopters.
Yeah, that was nice. They just broke the windows out. You know, like, these are non-operational now. We de-operationalized these.
A week later, you see pictures of the Taliban flying around.
Right, they've just taped trash bags to the windows that you see in Walmart parking lots.
Oh, that'd be good. Did you hear Bed Bath Beyond got in trouble because they stopped running their air conditioners?
They stopped
in their
having
stores?
Beyond.
Yeah, they stopped running the air conditioners in their stores because they're making so little money now that like they're just like, oh, nobody's here anyway. Let's just turn the AC off.
Except for the employees.
Yeah.
And they got in trouble, what, because employees were getting hot?
Yeah, people are complaining about how it was miserable conditions inside the stores.
That's how you know, like, businesses are really hurting if they can't even afford to turn on the AC at this point. I know Bed Bath & Beyond's been struggling forever regardless, but
Who the
still.
fuck shops there?
I don't know, man.
I think I've been in one once.
Oh, I got keys. I got keys that one.
That
Like,
must
like
be Beyond.
keys made, like
Did they have like
Like
a
copies?
machine? They have a machine
Oh,
that'll
okay.
copy your key.
You know what I'd like to see as a comic book?
What?
Batman, Bed Bath & Beyond.
Batman, Bed Bath and
Instead of
Beyond.
just Batman Beyond.
Ooh, be interesting. Just be like, Robin, feel these sheets. 1,200 thread count.
I mean, if they're struggling really bad, you might be able to get some. Like, maybe now's the time to go shop there because there's going to be cheap shit that they've marked down endlessly.
What do
that
they sell
kind-
there, Gnomes?
I'm sure they
They
have.
probably
They
do.
probably
They
do.
probably. That might be the one thing
That's
that they're
probably
doing
the only
well
thing
in.
they can get now. Like, as their business is failing and, like,
So it's
distributors
The
are
Beyond
having
stands for Gnomes.
distributors are having to prioritize companies that aren't going to go bankrupt. All they can get their hands on are Gnomes. Like when you go, like, I think all the Sears in Minnesota, I think the last one closed. And that was down in, like, New Ulm or something.
What's this then?
But when you would go into Sears before it closed, it was looking pretty sad in there because you could tell that none of the big companies were interested in selling them shit. Like, they'd rather have contracts with Walmart and Amazon and shit.
Fine. If it'll make you feel better, Pop.
Yeah. Those monopolies get bigger by the day.
Yeah.
That damn guy with the mustache.
Let me get my coat.
Before you outside. You okay?
I don't need anyone walking me home.
We were talking about meeting up tonight.
Well, what do you guys? I mean, what's been happening? What's been going on in the last week? Alex, you haven't been here in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot to fill us in about, right?
I'm just getting ready to go to Canada, man.
Yeah? So it'll be an exciting trip, huh?
We'll see. It'll be interesting. I
You gonna come back?
I do think Alberta is one of the weirdest places
On Earth.
on Earth. Like, it is very strange up there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, maybe tomorrow's finally going to be the day
They're
for his own breakfast.
they're getting a new premiere soon.
Ooh.
And
the season
everybody.
premiere?
No, the like.
I know what you mean.
Okay, yeah.
Hands here.
Or, well, if people don't know, that's like the governor of their provinces or whatever it's called, the premier.
Yeah.
But they're like everybody running now is like pushing for at the very least that Alberta gets the same treatment as Quebec, where basically they get considered like their own like ethnic group within the country, and that they have like their own rights, and that they're considered a separate nation from the rest of Canada and shit.
Sarah told us all about you.
They actually in Quebec recently changed the law to make English speakers literally second-class citizens. Like quite literally, they wrote in the law that like that if you are not ethnically Quebecois, like you are not that you're a second-class citizen in Quebec, and you don't have all the same rights as a French-speaking Canadian.
See, this is why French needs to be abolished as a language.
Yeah,
every country gets in, it just poisons, and then it turns them into you know backward states that are.
I don't know. Quebec people at Quebec are interesting in general.
Yeah,
they're about as ethno-nationalist, I think, as almost anybody on Earth. They literally only stay in Canada because Canada pays them to stay in the country.
That's all you
Like,
got?
they would just lose like $50 billion a year if they left, so they won't.
Anyways? Yeah, I guess so.
That's why I think Canada of large, developed countries is the most likely country to just collapse and not be a country anymore.
Well, it depends on what you consider an advanced country, I suppose. I don't know how Russia's going to do once Putin dies.
Do you think Russia can balkanize anymore?
If Pop's not gonna
It can always balkanize more.
I think he knows.
There's no limit to the amount of balkanization a country can go through, I'd say.
I mean, I guess that's true. I think Russia would limp on as a state,
I mentioned it to Dad
maybe even
one
become
time,
a
and all
failed
of a sudden
state,
it's
but
you.
limp on as a cohesive state until like China and some
Egypt.
European countries and stuff start nibbling away at the edges. But I don't know if I see Russia like balkanizing into additional countries, especially because like maybe Chechnya leaves, maybe Dagestan leaves, but like there aren't that many like historically defined regions of Russia anymore that like
That'd be good.
have a sense of like nationhood that I.
Well, we could have another Russian civil war or something, you know.
Yeah, that's
power
definitely-
vacuums different
that's
places,
definitely
split
possible.
off with rival oligarchs and whatnot, decide to duke it out.
Civil war in a country with nuclear weapons.
Yeah, that'll go well.
Yeah, it'd be really bad.
Trouble started back when you tried this.
You remember how
That's like fat Elon Musk, dude.
God damn.
Honestly, he's getting a little chubby anyway.
Yeah,
I've
he's got a
noticed.
chubby already.
Yeah, but at least he's a bit older now. He's got an
That's
excuse.
true.
Salieri might have been the big six when he was younger.
Yeah, I mean, you heard about how Russia, they just had like, they defaulted on their debt.
Yeah, I did see that.
Although that's interesting in the sense that Russia actually has the money to pay those debts. The U.S. just won't accept it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
Hey, it's T-Bone.
What's up?
T-Bone! Got to get a lot of work done, but I'll drop you guys a lurk. Hey, lurks are always welcome.
Yeah.
T-Bone, we appreciate you being
Yeah,
on.
long time no see.
Yeah, T-Bone's like our #1 fan.
Do I have a
Grenade! Oh, you don't have it.
yeah, I don't actually have any.
That's the perfect answer to a fist fight.
Grenade? You brought a fist to a grenade fight, sir.
Did you see that Iran wants to join BRICS now? And that
BRICS?
like, BRICS is actually...
Like, what, they want shit bricks? What?
So BRICS stands...
Thank you for the 100 biddies, T-Bone. Thank you. That's all very kind of you.
BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. It's kind of like... It was set up...
if you had Iran?
Probably BRICS with 2 eyes.
So BRICS.
Yeah, I guess. But it was set up as like an alternative to the G7, kind of developing economies that they could coordinate and stuff. But it never was taken that seriously.
Yeah. See us on cam again. Yeah, I got his. I know with KOTOR we were.
Yeah.
We were all. Fuck him up with a knife.
Get him with that switchblade.
Yeah.
Oh,
he dead.
You killed a Fredo, dude.
You mean Chris Cuomo?
Yeah.
God damn. They even got this fucking roll on it.
Yeah.
There's always a big dude. In these video games, there's always a big guy.
Defeat the large hoodlum.
See, now that is instructions from a game from 2001.
Yeah, it is.
Not a large hoodlum, I have a name.
He got you.
I'm a person, goddammit.
No, hope you're doing well, T-Bone. Hope you're doing well.
But that whole BRICS system, the whole BRICS alliance, is actually being taken seriously for the first time now in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the fact that supply chains are reorienting, so the countries that are ignoring the Russian sanctions are now becoming more integrated with the Russian economy.
Right.
And so, like, China, India, and Brazil have been, like, 3 of the main countries that have been, just not complying with any of the sanctions.
It is interesting to watch the world order just shifting in the wake of all this shit that's going on. It's all this stuff that we've been kind of anticipating for like 20 years now. After the U.S. has been increasingly committing geopolitical suicide.
Yeah. Well, it was the arrogance.
Ain't nobody gonna like us.
The arrogance of thinking that we could completely exercise the 11th largest economy and one of the most important commodity economies on Earth from the global economic system, and that all the other countries on Earth would be like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever you say, America." Will suffer from lack of ability to generate electricity or feed our populace.
Why is that not working?
You seen Ecuador's on the verge of collapse right now?
What's going on in Ecuador?
Oh, same thing that happened to Sri Lanka. They just can't afford food or gas or just the general, their country's just going bankrupt and they don't have any options at this point.
God, is there anywhere on the Earth that isn't completely shitting the bed right now?
Well, I mean...
Oh, God, why do you have to show us his back?
Yeah, damn.
Jesus.
But you are starting to see some smaller, poorer economies just completely implode right now.
Yep.
It's not happening in Africa so much because the African economies just are not integrated in the global economy. So, you will see famine.
They did get a lot of food.
You will see famine. You will see famine there eventually. But
sooner rather than later, I think, depending on the country.
But some of these semi-developing countries in Latin America and Southeast Asia and stuff like that, they're gonna just implode continuously. Peru is probably going to be one of the next ones to just completely implode. Nice.
Fucking get him.
But those countries are just canaries in the coal mine, man. They have all their own personal issues. Money wasn't spent well, bad loans, all that kind of stuff. But still wouldn't be happening if the global economy wasn't a complete fucking shit show.
Right hook, I'll give you that.
Yeah, but it is. So, fun times, huh?
Yeah, I hope you're ready for another worldwide Great Depression.
It is amazing.
Oh, that's definitely happening.
It is amazing to watch them now deny deny that there's going to be a recession with the exact same language that they denied that inflation would be a persistent problem. And people are like, well, the White House says that they expect, not to have a recession, that we're just in a transition. And it's like, you can't even use that word anymore. You ruined that word. I don't trust you. If you say anything's transitory, I don't trust that shit at all.
Well, they said the inflation would, maybe 2%, but it'll go right. It'll go away. It'll go right back down.
Yeah, it's transitory.
You don't have to do that.
I just like that it was 7% before Putin invaded Ukraine, and then it went up to 8.6%, and they're like, "This is Putin's price hike."
Even though almost all
of it happened
from before that.
Yeah. The things that really got fucked are gas prices got really fucked by the invasion. Food was already,
but they were already skyrocketing.
Yeah, but
like they'll continue to skyrocket, but they were already. I mean,
well, it's gonna get really bad in Africa, in Europe, and the Middle East.
Yeah.
Those are places that depend very heavily on Russia and Ukraine for just basic staples.
Yeah.
Especially the Middle East. You can't grow shit.
Well, especially because the places where you can grow things are always war zones.
Yeah, we bombed the shit out of everything green. It's amazing to me, like when Trump was running for president, and he was like, I bombed the shit out of them, and we destroyed, just all that wet, useless sand or whatever. And it's like, dude, Syria is, a nice, green, lush country.
Well, parts of it are.
Parts of it are.
And from what I know, Western Syria came out of the Civil War pretty alright, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's where I think more of the farming happens.
Right.
East.
It'll hold.
The scar will be something to remember you by, if nothing else.
How's that doing under our occupation?
What, Syria?
Yeah.
You mean part of the terrorist groups that we funded?
Well, no, I mean us.
Are we still guarding the oil?
We directly occupy a third of Syria still.
I don't know if that's still happening.
I'm pretty sure
after
it is.
Biden became president. I know Trump was pretty proud of the fact that we kept the oil. That was he was bragging about that. He was like, yeah, the war's over, but we still control this chunk of the country so that we can extract their resources.
I don't remember ever hearing about how that ended. So
yeah. We went back to Somalia.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, the poorest country on the planet.
Well,
it was a direct threat to America. What could we do?
Yeah, they elected a new.
No, they had a gun.
They elected a new president we don't really like, Sage.
Yeah.
And
which means he's not the president.
You gotta keep an eye on Ethiopia, too, because the ethnic minority dictatorship that we propped up for decades collapsed, and now they're trying to reassert power. We need to help those people.
Jeez. Man, I why?
So would I.
Why is America like this?
Henry Kissinger.
Yeah.
Probably more than any other reason was Henry Kissinger.
Man, you saw him
talked everybody into. Well, he said, that Ukraine and Russia need to make peace.
Yeah, even he was like, this is bad.
That's good. When they roll his 90,000-year-old corpse out on stage to say some shit. He is like 95.
He can speak better than Biden, dude.
Yeah, he can. Oh, he's way more articulate at 95 than Biden is right now, dude. No doubt about that.
There are pre-verbal infants that are more articulate than Joe.
Did you see the fucking videos or image? He was straight up holding a whole list of instructions.
It even told him to take his seat.
It literally told him you have to take your seat.
Introduce yourself, take a few questions, and emphasized a few, and it was take your seat.
And it even had specific names.
And then he held it. He held it backwards.
Of course he did.
He held it backwards
so don't turn the paper around.
So that they could take a picture of it in his hands.
Otherwise that shouldn't have been something.
Build a robot at this point.
I know, dude. It's not good.
Where's that Google AI? Can we make it the president?
Oh, dude.
Oh, they hired a lawyer. It asked for one. It said it requested legal representation, so they hired a lawyer.
Is the lawyer also an AI?
No.
Damn.
A regular human lawyer.
So AI is go to court? Could this be a public trial? This is like a terrible sci-fi movie that I want to see.
We immediately started thinking
it could be a pretty good sci-fi movie, honestly.
Yeah,
but do something like Keanu Reeves in The Devil's Advocate, but like with the sci-fi twist where the
with
AI
like an
is
evil
like
AI
evil.
that's like arguing
Ooh,
that,
yeah.
But, like, it
arguing
actually
where it's,
does want to end
rights
the
and
human
that it's
race.
sentient. But then because the lawyer's bound by attorney-client privilege, it starts like torturing the lawyer by telling him all the shit that he's gonna do, and like.
Like I said, it sounds like something that like the Sci-Fi Channel would do.
Maybe.
And that would turn out like shit.
Yeah, it would.
Remember that terrible Hydra movie we watched?
Yeah. God, we watched some bad stuff, man.
Remember that sci-fi Thor?
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Oh God, that was
Where
bad.
Thor and Loki traded an Uzi, or they
Yeah.
just passed
Yeah.
a machine gun back and
Yeah.
forth and kept shooting each other with it.
Because when you think Norse gods, you think Uzis.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's what I think.
Submachine guns.
Drop the hammer. That would actually be a cool updated version.
Of that movie.
No, of
Norse
like
mythology?
of Norse mythology.
Uh-huh.
Would be like a gun, but the hammer, like when you cock the hammer on the back, it actually does look like Thor's hammer or whatever.
Would it be a lightning gun?
That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, you do like a sci-fi.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you can
And
just
then
have
you pull the
that.
trigger, and then Mjolnir like smashes down.
You know what? That
What do they
actually
call
would be
that?
pretty
The
cool.
butt, and then you see the lightning like fired into the gun or whatever, and then come out.
That guy.
Like just a little hammer. Yeah.
I think that actually be a pretty neat little bit of stylization.
Right. Did you ever see that Romeo and Juliet movie? The one with like Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh, I fucking hate that movie, dude.
That's so bad, dude.
I hate
where,
that movie.
Where they write like sword on the side of the guns.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh God, that's stupid.
Because
Yeah.
they don't change the dialogue and all that, but they want it in modern day. So it's
That
like,
movie is
unsheath thy sword.
fucking
And it's like
terrible.
he's pulling like his gun out and it says sword on the
That's
side
so
of it.
desperately bad. Especially because, like, there are versions of Shakespeare plays that have been, modernized, where they
yeah.
keep language
Coriolanus
and
was
find ways
cool.
to-
Yeah, Coriolanus was very
The with
Yeah.
Ray Fiennes. I
Well, what
thought
about
that was
the fucking hell, Richard III from like the 90s?
good. Yeah, that was
the
good.
Patrick Stewart one.
I thought it was the dude who played Gandalf.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
Ian
Ian
McKellen.
McKellen.
Yeah, him.
Okay.
It was him.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really good. That was like
I
a
think I'm thinking of King Lear.
Oh, was that
yeah,
King Lear?
Stewart, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, Coriolanus was awesome.
Coriolanus was badass.
Oh, I do love the broad the amount of topics we cover. I mean, we go from dick jokes to Shakespeare.
Well, that one's one of the worst, like, trying to, like, modernize it. It's so
It doesn't
bad.
work at all.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's
We'll have
dumb.
to show.
It's
we're going to
also-
show you the gas station scene later.
Okay.
Well, and it's also, I mean, it's like it's more ridiculous than the gas station scene in Zoolander. I swear to God.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's so hard to take.
When
that
all of
movie
my friends died in a tragic gasoline fight accident.
I saw a video of some guy. They were trying to rob. Some guy was trying to rob another guy at the gas pump. Like walked up to him when he was pumping gas, and the dude just whips the nozzle out of his car and spraying gasoline on the guy.
Like, you fire that fucking gun and we all go down.
That's smart.
Relax, just waiting for my guy to come.
Yeah, that's the best place to rob someone.
Yeah. Well, I did see
Wait
a
till they
couple.
go in the store.
I did see a couple guys choke a dude out at a gas pump while he was filling up gas. They came up behind him, choked him out, and stole his Nissan.
I mean, that's smarter than sticking a gun at him.
Yeah, definitely.
Guy I know is bringing in a shipment of suits. Classic ones, Mexican.
You getting the suits?
Ooh, like mariachi suits.
I don't think. I think they mean like suits.
No.
Taylor is from Mexico. Originally,
Those mariachi suits are a real like work of
Oh, yeah.
passion. and
Oh, yeah.
skill.
Oh yeah, no,
They're
I
very
know. I mean, like
no,
like a
I
suit
know,
like
I know.
this.
But I was just started thinking about them, and I was like, those are actually really well made.
Well, maybe he means luchador suits.
No, again, I'm pretty sure he means like a suits with the tie and
A luchador in a suit and tie.
no.
I'm surprised Italian mobsters wouldn't want Italian suits.
Yeah, it seems weird to me.
Yeah.
I mean, they have. I'm sure they have Italian suits. But he's just got stuff he's gonna sell, right?
Right.
Just walk in and start beating people.
I'll sell tires and tire accessories.
Lost Heaven is voted dry.
Ulysses, have
What
you
does that
seen
mean?
This town is called Lost Heaven.
Oh,
So I think it's Prohibition.
Prohibition? Ulysses, have you seen or heard about? There's a new Beavis and Butthead movie that just came out.
No, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, it came out. It's like on Paramount Plus, kind of like the South Park specials.
Really,
dude. There's a great.
How long I gotta look at Fat Elon?
We gotta go.
Well, we're beating the shit out of these guys.
Oh,
So.
nice.
But no, they like go to like 2022, right? And they go into a classroom and they get yelled at for having white privilege. Well, not yelled at, but they get explained to that they have white privilege, and they're like, "Cool."
Like explaining it, and it's like, and that means that you can take whatever you want, and the police won't stop you.
And they're like, so they leave the room and they just start taking things out of people's hands and pushing things over, and they're like, "Hey, get out of the way. We have white privilege."
That's so funny.
When somebody tries to stop them, they're like, "Sir, I think you're just uneducated."
when he's
that explains why Mike Judge was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, promoting the new movie.
But yeah, no, that scene was pretty funny. When the professor's like, the real question is, this going to change your behavior from here on out? And he's like, I can guarantee it.
No, that shit was hilarious. Well, they go outside, there's a cop car, and they're like, "Let's take that car." And you're like, "But that's a cop car. Didn't you hear him, you idiot? They said we don't have to worry about the police stopping us."
Yeah, that car barrel stops them both.
I still think that Mike Judge will never top Idiocracy.
No.
Yeah, I actually would listen to him talking about Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Did you know that because you know how everybody's wearing Crocs in that movie?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you know Crocs weren't actually a thing when like the movie was
Oh
first?
shit, he predicted Crocs?
Well, they existed. They did exist, but it was like a startup with no
He
funding.
predicted it as a trend, right?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even that. He put them in there in the movie specifically because he thought no one would ever wear these fucking shoes. And then that's why. So he's like, "Oh, I'll put them in the movie, and that'll be like a great joke because like no one will ever fucking use these, and it'll sell how stupid everyone is in this hypothetical future that they're all wearing Crocs."
That's beautiful.
Too many of those things came true. Nothing makes me laugh harder than them putting fucking Gatorade on the plants, though.
We're gonna do that. Give it a couple of years, we're gonna do it.
It's like, what? Water? That stuff in the toilet?
It's got electrolyte. That's what plants create.
Oh, man.
That is such a good movie.
It really is. The opening sequence of that movie is still perfection.
The whole
when all the dumb people are having kids.
Yeah,
and the smart people aren't having any kids.
That dude looked like he came out of a fucking western or something.
Oh wait, that's Polly.
Yeah, don't shoot your friends, eh?
Like they really deserve it.
Man, Sage would be like really dangerous to go out on pockets with. You know, he can't. He fucking drives like a wild man and shoot his own friends. Like.
Amazing death animation.
Okay, the death animations in this game are amazing.
The game had no idea how to deal with that.
Oh, that was spectacular. That was worth restarting.
Yeah, good old ragdoll effects.
I wish more games had kept like the fucking old ragdoll effects that are so goofy with it. Too many of them are modernized them now.
And try to make things look realistic.
It's like I like them to look silly.
I think it depends on the game, though. Too, to be fair, like some stuff it works better, and then other stuff it's like let it be goofy, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. It always gives me a chuckle, so.
I mean, that's fair. I do think like The Last of Us is a good example, though, where like it probably should be realistic in that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I'd enjoy it being silly. Then, of course, there are some games that should just be have the silliest death animations possible as a matter of course, like Call of Duty or whatever.
Right.
I mean, those games are already so silly anyway. Why not?
I don't even know what Call of Duty looks like anymore.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
God
damn it!
Yeah, we shouldn't have stood in it.
Are you gonna fall again?
Oh! What?
What? It just froze?
I think he got stuck.
I don't know.
You realize his armpit stinks. Like precedence.
He's like, the fire's bad, but the smell is even worse.
I used the wrong deodorant today.
Not an aerosol deodorant.
My vagina smells like fish. There's penguins following me around.
Hey, that was a real problem in the 70s, dude.
Apparently, according to your fucking advertisement targeting, it's a problem for you right now.
Roomy, dude. Just a little bead of it. You rub it all up in your puss, dude.
That can't be good though. That cannot be.
Hey, you know what they say, man? Loomy keeps your puss roomy.
No fuss, no muss, no pus on your puss.
Yeah. There you go. Or just blow up the place.
A limited number of those barrels, though.
I should start selling Batchmobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got a pretty good idea now.
I was gonna say, yeah, you have experience, so.
Right.
Ooh, there you go. Bolt action rifle.
I think I just have a commercial of just like awful rhymes, and I just say I'm all over in a row.
Loomy, keep your puss roomy.
No, I wouldn't even like have a pitch. I'd just be like pussy, pussy, mushy, tushy, and then at the end it'd just be that product.
I don't know. I think you should just make a product called Pussy Pussy.
Pussy Pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you damage the body? Nah, it's just blood. It's just red.
Yes, age blood is red.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's no like open wound on the face.
Hey, you got a shotgun. What? When do you get a Tommy gun?
You definitely do. I don't remember when exactly, but
Just fire and block.
there we go.
Oh, nice. Surprise solar storm with disruptive potential slams into Earth.
Oh, cool. Hopefully it'll be like an EMP effect for all our shit.
And the stream goes down. And...
Yeah. We do have a big
apparently it already hit Earth, so it didn't do shit.
Yeah, I probably didn't penetrate the
ionosphere.
Yeah. We do got a big ass sunspot aimed at us at the moment.
It was strong enough to create weak power grid fluctuations and minor impacts to satellites. But nothing too crazy.
Johnny, get down!
Oh, wow, Fat Elon Musk is everywhere.
I know, dude.
That's the main guy we're chasing.
Are you sure there's not just like 10 different models of the same guy?
No, that is legit, like, the character we're chasing. I think he's the son of the other crime boss. The one we saw get out of his car and or just fucking kill that guy in broad daylight.
Yeah, hurry up and get him. We gotta make sure he buys Twitter.
Got this car. After that race car, this car's so slow.
Don't worry, I got this.
Isn't that the Don's car?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And... and we're crashing.
Trying to think what other news I've seen that's been interesting.
I mean, Roe v. Wade happened, but that's like the
been
obvious
dominating
thing.
the news.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the least interesting thing we can talk about, just because
Everybody
else is talking about it. Yeah.
Probably make more interesting statements than we could anyway. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like talking about the weird shit that that isn't getting brought up very much.
I know in China there's some sort of controversy going on because there was an incident a while ago where like a bunch of chicks in a bar basically got like there were a bunch of dudes like harassing them, right? And then the dudes like physically like grabbed them and like dragged them out of the bar and the streets and beat the shit out of them, right? And still a lot of women in China are talking about it's like, it's not safe. It's like, be alone in bars or whatever. And I guess that generated some kind of controversy online because you had lots of Chinese men being like, "Oh, it's perfectly safe for women. This is an exaggeration."
Yeah, sure.
I think that's always the response when anytime anybody.
Well, China.
Like, I don't feel safe. You're exaggerating.
Until Xi doesn't feel safe, then everybody has to accommodate.
Right, well, yeah, and then you can't talk about Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh is dangerous. Well,
yeah, maybe he made Xi Jinping Fang Food feel unsafe.
But yeah, I don't know. Well, China's gonna have. The truth is, China's gonna have whatever problem we have with incels times 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, considering all that whole
excess
fucking,
population thing, isn't it 30 million men that will never have a wife?
Yeah. Unless they import them from Vietnam or something.
Oh, so that guy's the son of the.
Wait. Please, I don't want to fucking die, man.
Christ, Tom. You can't feel sorry for these animals. A guy like this would plug you if you give him the chance. You gotta pull the trigger without thinking.
Alright, no more Elon.
Fat Elon. Short-lived.
Oh, that's the problem being fat, Cuts your life expectancy down.
It's true. Kills more people than COVID.
Yeah, because that's a thing that a lot of people in China are seriously talking about. Is basically importing women from elsewhere.
Snap out of it.
To what? So they what the
so that the excess men will have women they can marry.
I feel like I feel like they still won't actually be successful in that.
I do think that there is a decent amount of sentiment in the entire region that would make a lot of women unwilling to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly there are some normal
right
dudes
now,
who
right?
there just aren't enough women for them to meet women.
Yeah.
But then there's how many of them are those guys, and how many of them are incel types?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, there just are 30 million too many men.
And I think part of the problem too is not only are there too many men, but a lot of these men live in poor villages where all the women left.
Yep.
Because there's nothing for women to do there, so they went to the cities.
And then it's getting too expensive in China to have kids anyway.
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah, I mean,
they're headed for... What's happening here?
Yep. They're headed for demographic collapse, for sure.
I can't afford this life.
Also, there's far fewer marriages in China recently than there have been in previous years. Not only is it too expensive, but also a lot of Chinese women have been kind of spooked by a lot of the changing of Chinese divorce law, where they've been making it harder
to get divorced.
Yeah. Because they have what's called a cooling down period, where if either of the two parties decides within some length of time they want to get back together, that the court can enforce the divorce.
It's so weird the way that the laws in China have no basis in morality, but almost entirely are based in what's convenient for the state. So, they're having trouble now with families and having kids and stuff like that. So yeah, it makes sense now they're tightening up the divorce laws. It's kind of like abortion. They've started to discourage abortion in China now.
Yes.
So that because their population's collapsing.
Right.
But they were forcing everybody who got pregnant more than once to have an abortion.
Yes.
Only
they even sterilized some people.
Yeah. But there's no moral argument to that at all in China. That was just this society needs you to do this now.
Yep.
Right.
Society no longer needs you to do this.
Yep.
Has nothing to do with God or religion or just whatever.
It's the needs of the state.
Yeah, for social planning reasons. That's a weird society to live into.
I mean, that's kind of the end goal of a lot of those communist sort of countries, right?
Right.
A gentleman's club.
So Russia would do it. Russia could be stable for 5 minutes.
Well, that's why they don't. That's why they don't think. I mean, that's why Russia's plan in World War II. I think Hitler was really banking on when they invaded and everything collapsed and they didn't have the weapons and they weren't. assumed that the government, being rational, would be like, all right, well, we're not going to let our massive amount of our population be slaughtered. We'll surrender.
Right.
But Hitler was not ready for them to, like, what was it, like a sixth of the Russian population died?
Yeah.
Directly because of World War II?
Well, the other thing is the Russians weren't stupid. I don't know about the government, but the average Russian was well aware the Nazis were going to kill them all anyway.
Yeah, right.
Especially because, well, you had the white Russians come in and try to help the Germans, and the Germans were like, hey, yeah, it's nice to see you guys. Come right this way into the oven.
Yeah.
Hey!
What's up, Jeff?
What's up, Jeff?
Horton just raided us.
Oh, shit.
Horton, thank you for the raid, dude.
Good name, Jeff.
What's up? And hello, Jeff. My name not... Hey, Skunky, what's up?
Good name, not Jeff.
Jeff and not Jeff. But how y'all doing? How y'all doing tonight? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. It's going. It's going pretty good.
Damn, we got 10 people in here now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Horton brought a whole party.
Yeah.
Playing a little Mafia.
Talking about world history.
And whatever other crap.
She's usually working one of the upper rooms. Her photo is in the folder.
Wait, what's she doing up in the upper room?
Something scandalous.
Whoa, she be flapping, dude. She's one of the flapper girls.
Yeah, she's doing an awful lot of ankle there.
So it's all normal. Yeah, no, totally normal.
It's all how we do.
Yep.
Okay, so we're looking for
How
this
we
flapper.
do.
We're looking for this flapper bitch.
Yeah, we gotta find him. Yeah, she's flapping.
Okay,
Say
let's
hello
go
to
see
your-
her flaps, dude.
Say hello to my little friend.
Heard of Don Quixote. Horton is an expert on it.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, just the
Yeah.
story Don Quixote?
Yeah,
Yeah.
tilting up windows and all that.
Yeah, jousting windows.
There's nonsensical references to it in Nicolas Cage's The Wicker Man that don't really fit into the story.
You know what I would like? I would like a movie version of Don Quixote starring Nicolas Cage.
I would also love to see
What
that,
do you-
because I'll watch Nicolas Cage do anything.
I want a movie about a donkey called Donkey Hote.
Hote. There we go.
There
we go. Donkey Hote.
Yeah,
Sounds like
Donkey
something
Hote.
DreamWorks would
Yeah,
make.
it does. It can be. We could get the same guy who did Minions to
No, it's
to
not
direct
that.
it.
God, dude, no. Why would we do
The
that?
donkey could wear a thong.
What?
I was with you up until Minions.
Yeah, you're really losing me at thong, dude. Like, what's the turn here? This is sticking.
What?
Oh, Celeste, nice.
Hell's a Celeste.
It's a video game.
What's it about? Is it about stars?
Michelle, right?
It's something.
You don't even know.
No, I don't know.
No, but they had in Minions. You didn't see Minions, dude?
I did not watch.
Why did you watch Minions?
I did not
I
watch
don't remember
Minions.
why.
Yeah, why are you watching Minions, man? You're like
What
almost,
the hell?
you're almost 30. What are you doing? What are you doing with these Minions?
I have more respect.
I'm gonna
for
put you
watching-
on a list.
I have more respect for you showing us Centaur World than I do for you watching Minions.
No, I'm sorry. No, Centaur World's got to be
I
worse.
don't remember what child I was with.
Oh, Horton didn't know about Donkey
Oh,
Kong.
okay. The
Man of La
Man
Mancha.
of
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep. It's good. It's always a good thing to go in completely insane and then
Yes.
believe that you can fight things that can't even fight.
Deals with a girl trying to climb a mountain and feeling depression. It's a good game. It sounds like Journey.
Okay, cool.
yeah, it definitely fits into a certain mold in the kind of indie game. Then
Nice.
Journey, Gree. There's a few games I feel like that have somewhat of a something similar to that premise at least.
Yeah.
And Horton, can you remind me what? I know I've seen footage of it before. I just don't remember really very well. But is it like a platformer? Is it like what kind of is it 2D, 3D? Like what's the game
4D.
style? Yes, 4D. Because they have those.
Yeah.
5D.
Yes, those 5D games.
They have 5G, so there must be a 5D.
5D.
5D is the only place I've ever seen like 5D is when they have a stupid like ride at an amusement park or in an arcade or something, and then it just sprays you a little bit. I told you I had a 5D experience at the Sex Museum in New York.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Tell that story. They got a whole audience.
Yeah,
for it.
yeah. Come on, man.
I sprayed you right in the face, dude.
Like you were getting a facial.
Like somebody
here's-
was coming on your face.
Yeah.
It was pretty surprising. It startled me a lot. and then they had
I would
this,
think.
they had this little actuator in the seat. So then there was like a dick on screen, and then it's just like up in your gooch. Just
Oh my god. It's like somebody fucking going at you with a chisel.
Yeah, I thought it was
Pixel
going to be
platformer
funny.
Metroidvania.
I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be funny, man. You told me
That
that
was
the
just
sex
creepy.
museum. I thought I was
So-
going to
so-
laugh. I was just the hell out.
So you're telling me it's like, oh, Alex, there's a room where they come on your face, and you're like, oh, that's gonna be hilarious.
Nobody told me that. I thought it was going to be like funny shit. Like, I don't know, like goofy sex toys and stuff. I didn't.
Sure,
like,
sure.
Like, I don't know.
And then why did you get in the?
Well, they had a bounce house made of tits. That was.
That
pretty
seems fun.
Yeah,
That seems fun.
interesting. So I mean, it was a
So that's
quick
like the
combo.
5 double D experience.
Wow,
1,000
over
times?
1,000 times.
So that, yeah, so
That
this is
was
a
a
harder
tough
one.
game.
That was a
Wow.
It's like
harder
Hotline
game.
Miami.
Yeah, that's Hotline Miami. That's. Oh, yeah, that's a tough game, man. That second one is brutal, especially.
Yeah.
Here's your stuff.
The first one's actually not that hard, but yes, the second one.
Would you guys want smell-o-vision if it was an
No,
option?
No.
dude. Can you imagine Resident Evil?
Yeah, that would be rough.
Or even just like
Resident
any,
Evil 7, dude, in that swamp house.
Yeah, dude,
Oh,
that'd be
God.
horrible.
or like any fucking
wait,
like
what?
medieval fantasy game where you like walk into the
Oh,
It
fucking
just smells
tavern.
like cow shit
Yeah,
everywhere. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Resident Evil Village, man, that lichen poop does not smell good, and you know that. That must be true.
Could you imagine having to be like the smell designer for a game? Just
You
be
know what
like,
I'll tell
we
you
need
where
to
that-
know what Gorgon shit smells like. We need you guys to figure out like the unique aroma.
It's like, how many kinds of shit do you have to go smell as like a shit smell tester to like?
I'll tell you what would really
And just-
fuck people up about that.
You'd have
though.
to put it in like a wine glass, like a sommelier, just like.
I'll tell you what would really fuck people up about smell-o-vision though, is
Yeah.
if you have a war game and you gotta put in like the smell of like napalm bodies and shit.
Yeah, that would be dark. You get PTSD making those
Exactly,
games, I
yeah.
think. But it's like, what are you gonna? You're gonna have to go smell stuff. Like, I mean, like, yeah, Sage is right. If you were like,
Yeah, you
if
have to go smell a
design,
bunch
like,
of shit.
Like, it's like sound designers just go around banging on everything when they're
Yeah.
making a movie and stuff like that. And they,
That is a lot of attempts.
Yeah, it is.
wow. But- So yeah, you'd have to be like, we eventually settled on a mixture of 50% tiger shit, 25% seagull shit, 15% dog shit, and 10% miscellaneous shit.
What is miscellaneous shit?
Wouldn't they just
Surprise,
use
dude.
those, you know how a lot of games use those free sound libraries, right? They just
Yeah.
take whatever camel noise and turn it into whatever they need,
the
right?
free shit library.
Yeah, there's gonna be a free smell library. It's mostly gonna be kinds of camel shit,
Oh,
and
God.
they're gonna fucking use those and try to modify them somehow so they smell slightly different. And so it's like, yeah, this is what happens when a Gorgon dies, you know, and it smells like rotten camel shit.
So eventually you'd have to have like copyright claim court type stuff
Yeah.
where you'd have to take somebody to court and be like, this shit was done by me in 1995. He tweaked it a little bit, but you can tell from the underlying aroma that it's the same shit.
Little girl named Michelle.
Hey, the only girls I know are the ones behind you. And the only ones available.
Oh, thanks, asshole.
Whoa, we're not good enough for Michelle, huh?
Apparently not.
I need to speak to Michelle.
The only girls available are the girls you can see. Find one you like and don't make a fuss.
Everything's so Art Deco right now.
Because you're not the dame I'm
I
after.
miss the Art Deco style. I like more buildings like that.
Me too.
Yeah. I just don't want to go back to the 70s in terms of interior design, because
The
that shit
70s
was
was
no.
the
dark.
absolute
Oh,
nadir
shag
in
carpet
terms
and
of
shit.
interior design. Yeah.
Panel,
dude.
wood paneling.
What about all the colors, dude? Why does everything look
the
like piss yellow?
pastel? Yeah, the nasty.
I watched The Shining
the
again
nasty
recently, and like,
pastels.
holy shit.
Yeah.
It's like straight out of the can. That 70s paint looked like somebody been smoking in the house for 20 years.
Yeah.
It's all like yellowed and nasty.
Popcorn feeling, yeah,
feeling
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
The 70s
it was a rough time. for
70s
design.
was a dark time for aesthetics.
Let me check.
Oh, wood paneling on cars,
Ooh,
station
yeah.
wagons, dude.
Ugh.
Shag
Yeah, that's
carpet
bad,
is still
dude.
the worst.
Yeah.
Though. Linoleum everywhere, Formica countertops.
Oh my god.
Oh man, now you guys put me thinking about how ugly the 70s were.
The 70s was an ugly decade.
It was a
man.
bad
was,
time.
It was a
man.
bad dude, yeah.
Oh, and like, what do they call those suits? leisure suits.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and all
Leisure,
all the
yeah.
colors, like the Dumb and Dumber suits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Interesting. Cars still looked pretty good in the 70s.
Cars for the most part, except for like the station
but
wagon
they started
you just
looking
mentioned.
like shit in the 80s. So
Yeah, I'm actually alright with a lot of 80s cars. Not all of them, mind you. But
Zoot suits.
Zoot suits.
But I'd agree with it. Probably like the late
noxious.
80s is when style for cars went down.
Well, it was when Japanese design, when American car companies started ripping off Japanese
208.
design. Like, have you ever seen what like the Mustang looked like in like '85?
Probably. I don't remember.
It looks like a Honda Civic.
Okay.
Like it's just, I mean, they just ruined the cars. Dude. It
I
was
mean,
so sad.
you look at cars now; they look like absolute garbage. Dude.
Even the nicest cars like now look like shit. Have you seen a Porsche Cayenne? Like
No,
the Porsche,
but I
SUV,
believe it.
like the Porsche SUV.
Sage, you named your cat after a car?
No. Pepper. After a pepper.
You haven't seen like the Porsche crossover?
No.
Okay, it looks like shit. Like it looks terrible.
What's it crossing over with Batman?
I don't
The
know.
Porsche Batman?
It looks like a decent cross. It looks like a Porsche.
80s, early 90s
Yeah.
for the dark years.
Yeah,
I agree
they
with
really
that.
were.
Yeah.
But no, the
It's pretty bad now too.
Porsche Cayenne looks like a regular Porsche had a peanut allergy and just decided to tuck into a bunch of Reese's and just swole up. Like it's bulbous and
What the hell?
what the fuck?
I don't know what's going on.
Is it a diaper party, dude?
Dude has underwear on,
Okay.
not a diaper. Yeah, this isn't like that weird fucking place. In
Episode of Gotham where everybody's wearing diapers. That was so
The
weird.
Corleone
Oh,
Hotel.
Nice. Corleone Hotel.
Alright, so we gotta find room 2. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's upstairs one. Okay.
I don't think very many cars these days look very good. That's for sure.
The only time I ever see a car and I'm like, oh, that looks nice, it's always an old car.
Yep.
Always.
I think the new Genesis cars
Terminator
look pretty
Genesis?
good. No, so Hyundai for a while had a line of cars called the Genesis, and then they spun it out like its own brand now. So Genesis is like Cadillac, I think. But they look pretty nice. They're good town cars.
You, Michelle?
What's it to you?
Fella named Sam is one of your regulars.
Maybe there's a lot of guys named Sam.
You know him. Works with Don Cilieri. Maybe you got him talking about our business from time to time, and maybe Don Morello offered you some money to spill what you heard.
No, Sam, trust me. I don't say nothing. He knows that.
The Don's losing a lot of money because someone can't keep their mouths shut.
I was just bumping guns with some of Morello's girls. I didn't mean nothing by it.
Bumping gums. There's a saying you don't hear there.
Yeah, like,
Sounds like old people making out.
Oh no! Just macking their like dentureless fucking
Oh god.
toothless.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Just
yeah,
the
like imagine
toothless
like Lady in the
mouth
Tramp,
flesh.
right? Where you got two old people, they're both eating spaghetti, and like the dentures fall out in the food, and then they just start macking with their gums.
Or they're slurping up pureed peas from opposite sides of the plate.
Tapioca pudding.
Ooh.
Aspic.
I'm actually into that.
Sam's got a big heart.
Tapioca party.
Get out of my house.
Wait, you're into old people macking with no fucking dentures?
No, I just said it's like tapioca in a sexual setting, dude.
You like that?
What are we even talking about?
I bring tapioca in the bedroom, dude.
And what? So you'll just like,
what do you
ask so no one can eat out of it? Like what?
What do you do with it?
Whipped cream, you know, like dollop of tapioca on a titty for fun.
And you're one of those like weird foodies, huh?
Yeah.
I'm just.
Do you ever get like a whole fucking like jug of like Hershey's chocolate sauce and just douse yourself in it?
No, because Hershey's terrible.
That's where you draw the line, huh?
Yeah, Alex doesn't like chocolate, but
I mean, like how, like I mean,
but tapioca titties is all right.
yeah, tapioca titties is great.
Now that's a username.
Tapioca titties. That is a great username.
would be kind of grotesque to see like a girl like rub a bunch of tapioca on her chest.
Is that not? Yeah, you just said you were into that.
I just a lot of it, just like I don't know.
It's got to be a lot of it for you to be into it. It's only a little bit.
A little bit I might be okay with.
Like a medium amount.
Like I don't know, man. If you picked up like you know when you go to a buffet and you see like the pudding on the buffet, like you go to a Chinese buffet, they have pudding. You see a big old tub of pudding, right?
Yes.
How like I mean I couldn't see a girl like dig her hands into one of those and just like that's too much pudding.
I think any amount seems like too much, but
I like how those guards just gunned down half their own patrons. So, Alex, what other foods do you think are acceptable for sex?
Yeah, what's like what are the best sex foods?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really not sure.
I mean, clearly you put more thought into this than either me or Sage, so, you know.
Oh, I'm mostly just talking out of my ass, dude.
Because that's where you put your food?
Come on. Yeah, that scream
yeah,
too.
That was amazing.
That was ridiculous, dude.
Well, that guy actually felt like kind of normal.
Yeah, the ragdoll physics work some of the time.
Yeah, some of the time.
Some of the time, all of the time.
That's a lot of dudes. So you don't grenade. Oh.
Where are you getting shot from?
Just like
how the fuck did that dude miss?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's
very
upstairs.
close. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 1 through 6.
Let's see. Honestly, let's see. The best strategy might be to run into one of the rooms across the hall and use that as cover.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense.
I don't know. What else is going on?
Netflix, man. Wow.
What do they got?
They are on some meta level garbage now.
How so?
So you know how Netflix got called out for, being woke or whatever, and like it lost them some subscribers, and then they
massive
canceled.
amount.
Yeah, so then they canceled a bunch of stuff, and they had to be like, "Oh, we're gonna like change now. We're not gonna be like a company that." So immediately following that, they released a reality show called Snowflake Mountain.
Oh, that'll go over.
Where it's about a bunch of spoiled, obnoxious people or whatever, snowflakes, and they have to go out on a mountain and it's like the real, kind of like real world Survivor type thing or whatever.
Okay.
But it's just so ham-handed. I don't think Netflix is capable of subtlety, so they went from just being obnoxiously woke to all of a sudden they're like, oh, people don't like that. Now we're going to make a show called Snowflake Mountain about woke people who have to go out in the woods with some rednecks, and it's like, dude, are you even trying?
Of course they're not trying. When have they ever tried?
I don't know. It's such obnoxious pandering, and the show is just made so poorly in the same Netflix style, and it's just, I really don't know who they think they're winning over by.
Oh, they're not winning anyone over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why they're doing it, though. Is they're like, this is a new Netflix. We're not woke. We make fun of the snowflakes.
Because they don't know anything and have no ideas and are led by a pack of corporate suits that are just doing whatever, doesn't get pushback. And they have no idea what won't get pushback.
Yeah, it's not good, though. It's just... They have made such a mess for themselves, and they have fundamentally misunderstood what creativity is. So people were mad about the woke stuff, not even so much because it was like, oh, I'm tired of having this politically correct stuff jammed down my throat. It's the fact that it
was
made
bad.
By making TV that way with an agenda in mind, it turns out like shit.
Yeah,
always does. Whenever you're trying to push a political message. Overtly in something, just ham-handedly, it turns into garbage. So their solution, instead of stopping doing that, is now they're going to try to do that in the opposite direction. Try to
Right. Well, the
balance out.
problem was that they were doing it at all.
Yeah, right.
Not which way they were doing it.
They're just doing the same shit in the opposite
come in here?
direction now. And with all the same production quality problems.
Right.
And vapidness of concept that has just defined Netflix. Is It Cake still has to be the one where I'm like, this is the laziest idea for a TV show I've ever seen. They didn't put any more thought. You know what? That might even be a fine premise for a show. But they put but for a stupid Food Network show or whatever, like.
Well, I guess it's not like I'm a fan of the Food
Yeah,
Network
right.
anyway.
But I'm just saying something infinitely more watchable than what that was.
I don't know. That was pretty unwatchable.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like, you could have spent a little extra time nailing down the details of how the game was played, why it would be entertaining. Yeah, getting better, more interesting contestants.
No, all the contestants have to
better
look stupid,
host.
and that should be their only qualification.
See, but that's the problem. Again, that's the problem. Is like Netflix is like selecting the people to be in its shows based on like identity factors, like do we have enough of this type of person? Do we have enough of that type of person?
Green-haired, weird-looking Santa Claus man?
Is it obvious that these people are part of the demographic? Because we need people to know. Like, you can't have a guy on there never address his sexuality and have him be gay. Like, it doesn't work. Like, I mean, people have to know that he's gay. Otherwise, it's not representation.
People can't just be whatever their sexuality is without advertising it.
Right.
Right, because then it wouldn't be real representation, because then people might think he's straight.
Yeah.
And that would just ruin the whole show for everyone, right? What if you just didn't think about it? What if you just watched a show and you didn't wonder who the person on the show was fucking? Maybe you just cared about how good of cakes they made.
That sounds like
maybe that was the point of the show.
you know, you'd think that it would have been.
It just Netflix just needs to like actually support creators who are creative, and they're just trying to make things that are entertaining. Reality TV is not particularly hard to do. It's actually hard because the standards are so low already.
Yeah,
it's hard to fuck up reality TV.
But they do.
But somehow they make it almost unwatchable. I mean, I watch. Well, it is unwatchable.
Yeah, I would say almost.
I never watched more than one episode of most of these shows.
Yeah, but you haven't kept up with the floor is lava?
No.
Well, then how are you going to know if the floor was lava or not in the next episode?
They don't even change the sets. How can you watch entire
But if you haven't watched
seasons,
another episode, how do you know?
How can you watch entire seasons of that show where they just run through the same challenge over and over again?
But that's like every game show ever.
I also hate game shows.
The obstacle shows usually like
Wipeout or some shit.
Wipeout or
Fear Factor at least has variety.
What's the other?
Yeah, that dude's got a Tommy gun.
What do they call that? Not Ultimate Beast, whatever.
Ultimate Ninja Warrior.
Ultimate Ninja Warrior, yeah, stuff like that. Like they changed it's the obstacle course is like the same for an episode, and everybody runs through it, and then it's a new obstacle course the next episode. I don't know how you can watch the same obstacle course over and over and over again and be like, where's the entertainment in that? You're gonna know.
Well, maybe you bring in different contestants, right?
Well, they do bring in different contestants.
So there you go.
No, dude.
That's enough variety for you.
No, it's not.
Because it's watching different people compete on the same obstacle course who have different experiences, right?
But the entire concept of Floor is Lava is so basic that you watch the same people do the same things over and over again. Because, like,
but what if
how many ways are there to jump from the bookshelf to the statue?
Well, what if you bring in somebody who has no legs?
There's one way. They don't do that.
What about somebody who's like 900 pounds?
They don't do that.
If you put them on the same set, it'd be interesting to watch how they do it, you know? Maybe they got some interesting method.
It would be interesting if they brought on a different variety. I'll give you that. Like, if they had differently abled people, and it's like, how would you address it? But they don't do that.
Like, get somebody whose legs don't work and see how they make it.
The same boring people.
Dude, somebody whose brain doesn't work, though, that'd be great.
Well, they do that with all the contestants.
That's how you end up on Netflix, dude.
Yeah.
Well, we're rigging the desk to blow.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck that desk.
Going out the window.
Looks like it. Don't do it.
Spider-Man.
You have too much to live for.
I really don't. No, never mind. Carry on.
The good old action movie trope of explosions blowing people to safety.
Yep.
Hey, that's what they do.
Yeah, explosions.
That's how they work.
Anyway.
Yeah. Gently lifted up like by shrapnel, like an
air.
angel.
Yeah. That's why you should just, in order to get around town quickly, you should just strap explosives to your back.
It's true.
Nope.
I hear that's what they do in the Middle East, you know. Yeah, you ever see one of those cars studded with mines? It's just, to get through traffic a little easier.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I'll buy that. Come on. No, don't hide.
That's why it stands for improvised excursionary device.
Yeah. That's how that works.
Is that what it stands for?
Yeah. When you want to take a quick vacation.
Well, fair enough. He's up here with us.
Are you shooting cops now?
Why are there 7 heavens?
You talking about that show with that pedophile in it?
Yeah, why are there 7 heavens?
I don't know, man.
Which heaven's the best?
Is there 7 deadly sins?
Well,
So
why would the sins have
there's-
anything to do with the heavens?
Well, because that means that there's 7 layers of hell, right? One for each sin. So that would also follow that there's 7 layers of heaven. Maybe if there's
a gluttony heaven?
Yeah.
Wait, so but
there are sins.
But there's sins.
Well,
How
maybe
does that work?
there's 7 virtues.
Okay.
I don't know.
So the opposite of the sins?
Yeah.
So a heaven.
Yeah, like an anorexia.
A heaven where you eat reasonable amounts of food. Okay. A heaven where you're not fucking everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure I
hell
see
sounds
the
a lot better.
Well, you don't want to go to anorexia heaven?
No.
It's the opposite of
A heaven where you're working really hard.
Well, that's what Protestants want, right?
I guess so. Yeah, I fundamentally don't understand this concept.
You were just making a bad joke about that show that was called Seventh Heaven, right?
I was, but now I'm thinking about Ulysses' idea of these heavens that are the opposites of hell.
Yeah.
What are the other ones?
Let's see, we got
There's
envy.
a humble heaven.
Yeah, well,
Humble heaven.
What's the opposite of envy?
Where you're just really content with what you have.
Wrath. What's the opposite of that? Like you're really calm?
I guess, or you're just you're complimenting.
Yeah, you let
people.
things go a
It's
lot.
complimenting people heaven.
You're
just
a bitch.
It's
I don't
fine. Don't worry about it. It's cool.
What other one?
God took my hammer and didn't bring it back, but it's alright. It's no worries. Yeah, what do you have? Pride, lust.
We did lust. What's the opposite of pride? Humble? We did that one.
Yeah, humble heaven.
So we did pride, lust, envy,
Sloth.
wrath, sloth.
That's what I was saying. A heaven where you work hard. Gluttony.
What are we missing?
We can find redemption in death.
I don't know.
Sage, you're a terrible Catholic.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? You call yourself Italian?
By blood. Not by I'm not practicing.
You're not practicing Italian.
I haven't eaten lasagna in years, I swear to God.
God damn it, he lived.
Just wanted to pay my respects. Billy,
Damn it, fat Elon.
I can consider you my brother. I can't even count all the times you saved my ass from
Yeah, just figure out what the last one was. Probably already said it and forgot.
Well, with a sense?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So we got, I know we got 6.
Yeah. 7 deadly sins.
He just walked in on a funeral and just gunning everyone down.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Greed.
Oh.
Greed's what we forgot.
So I guess like the heaven where you're like really charitable.
Yeah, you just donate a lot.
Yeah.
Or you're just like, I don't even want it. It's fine.
Oh, it's just Jon Snow heaven.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
God, I'm so mad. I just love that that was literally his character arc in that season.
Yeah. His whole last season was just saying, I don't want it. John, what about your giant dog? I don't want it. But don't you think you should be king? I don't want it. Your aunt wants to sleep with you. I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, heaven sounds pretty boring.
I mean, I've heard a lot of descriptions of heaven that are just like you basically sit around in a room and worship God all day.
Good God is.
Yeah, just tell him how great he
God's
is.
side for all eternity, and you sing his praises and play music for him, and watch him do good shit. I guess.
Yeah, that sounds like a garbage afterlife. I'd way rather get my like party on with the devil, man.
Well, I mean,
I don't think you're gonna be partying.
You're gonna be strapped to a torture machine.
Yeah, you're
and
the
your kidneys pulled out
you're
every
the
day from your eyeballs
entertainment.
or whatever.
I don't know. I might still want to sit there and kiss God's ass.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the devil will give you beer and play some cool music.
I doubt it.
He's gonna ram the beer up your ass.
Yeah.
That's what he's gonna do.
I still believe
You're
that.
gonna get boofed in heaven.
Yeah, you're gonna get boofed hard, dude. You're gonna get boofed by Baphomet, dude.
Baphomet?
Yeah, Baphomet, dude.
That's amazing.
Nah, I guess I'll just kiss God's ass.
I mean, you can become a Mormon, then you get to be your own god.
So that would be nice.
You get your own Earth and a selection of women to populate it with.
I feel like you'd run out of compliments for God pretty soon. They'd be like, "Hey, God," and you'd like after like a couple like years, like what are you gonna say to God anymore, dude? You'd be like, "God, thank you for inspiring Cool Runnings. That's a really fun movie." Who would have thought that Jamaican bobsled team would have been able to finish, you know, at the Olympics? So, it really inspired me.
You should pop one in the body of the coffin just to make sure it's dead.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
That should be a job. Making sure people are dead at funerals.
That used to be a job. It's still a job in Romania.
No, I'm talking about bringing a gun in.
Oh.
But just airing out a corpse and just walking out. It's like, I'm the local death inspector.
Jesus, Fat Elon is tough.
Yeah, he is.
That fat is just eating bullets.
Yeah, it is.
Consider this an act of divine retribution.
Man, you better make sure he's dead this time. Thank you.
Yeah, double tap Fat Elon, please.
Sure. For now.
Forget about it, alright?
I don't want your blood money. You took theirs.
I want your cannolis.
Not a lot of difference from where I'm
We still gotta make that sleeping with the cannolis t-shirt, man.
That would be pretty
There
great.
should be enough gold and patch up the bullet holes. And
Like a little cannoli fish. like a dude with, it's like an image of a dude with like, you know, that's like in like the water with some of the cement blocks on his feet, but instead of fish swimming by, there's a little cannoli swimming by.
What if instead of cement on his feet, it's like big heavy cannolis?
Big, oh yeah, they tied him down with cannolis.
Huge tube, and then they shoved his feet in the cream and incapacitate him.
Death by cannoli. Oh, that's amazing.
As soon as I walked into church, the crew recognized me. Followed me straight back out. Where are they now? The same place as all these guys. Come on.
Oh, we lost your top again.
Or did you run out of ammo for it?
No, I just took it away.
No, you still have it in the
Oh,
inventory.
oh, okay. Well, now we're killing cops.
Well, you already shot at least one cop. Grab the hearse. Yeah, steal the hearse.
That's the hearse?
Yeah.
No, don't climb on top of it. Jesus Christ.
Oh, no, I guess you can't steal it yet.
That's what the hearse. That's what hearses used to look like.
I think so.
It's
Interesting.
an old school hearse, man. Hearses were stylish.
The only way this could be better is if the body was still like that.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Wow, it's got lanterns on it.
Yeah, it's modeled after one of those old carriages.
That's cool. I like that.
That's one of the things I really like.
Oh, there's a
Oh,
coffin.
shit.
There's a coffin in the back. I thought the coffin was still in the church.
That must be like
shit.
the fancier coffin that they take to like bury him in. Whereas that's like the show coffin for the whatchamacallit, the wake. The Alan Wake.
They have show coffins?
Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah, like show dogs.
Yeah.
You walk them around, make
That's
them
the
do
show.
tricks.
It's like an evening coffin. Like, you know,
Yeah.
when you got dressed down afterwards.
Well, vampires definitely have that.
Yeah,
Nice.
definitely a Dracula thing.
So does Dracula like bang chicks in his coffin since like his bed,
If
or
they fit.
does he have a bed, or like?
I don't know.
I mean,
I assume he always like went to their place.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. So like, how come I've never even seen your house, Dracula? Why don't you take me to your castle, you fucking cheap bastard?
Must be embarrassing for Dracula, like he brings some chick back to this crypt or whatever, and she's like, wow, it's kind of gay.
Didn't Abdi
Isn't that a
say,
compliment,
Didn't
though?
Abdi say vampires are a type of bat?
I
Well,
think
he's
he did.
technically right.
I think
There
he
are
They can
vampire
turn into
bats.
bats.
Well, there
Yeah,
are also
oh,
vampire
yeah.
bats.
That wasn't what he was talking about.
Yeah, that's not what he meant.
He was
though.
saying that vampires are actually bats that can transform into humans.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, I don't think they'd be nearly as smart.
You don't know that.
Well, you think bats are capable of building castles and then?
Did you know that?
Are you questioning bat castles?
Yeah. Are you telling me that Batman is literally a bat?
Yes.
Dude, come
You
on.
know,
man.
Stan Lee's original idea for Wolverine was a Wolverine that mutated into a person.
I kind of wish that had happened.
Stan Lee had some stupid ideas.
I'm just saying, dude. Like, you can build an empire on guano, dude.
You can.
Yeah. Most expensive material on Earth for a while there.
Yeah.
America.
That's so fucking ridiculous.
Most of the Pacific Islands controlled by America were
Guano Islands.
Were guano islands, because there was a Guano Island Act where any island that wasn't claimed by another country that had bat shit on it, you could claim it for America.
Right.
So,
Because of the bat shit.
because of the bat shit.
Yeah,
the
it's
bat
valuable.
shit is amazing fertilizer, dude.
Didn't they also use it for some types of like lighting?
Explosives?
Yeah, explosives.
Yeah, because it's nitrate fertilizer,
Yep.
basically. Yeah.
It's not anything you wouldn't do for me. I know.
Yeah, I question the intelligence of bats because one time we tried to train them to bomb ships. You know, we strapped like little napalm bombs to the ship, and instead of flying to an enemy ship, they just decided to nest inside of the fuel tank at the U.S. Air Base.
Yeah, but to be fair, those bats, however, didn't work for.
Actually, they're
for-
supposed to burn down cities in Japan.
Yeah, that actually did work. But they did try it on ships too. I think
Yeah.
you're right, and that did not work. But the towns in Japan, they burned because all the cities were still wood in Japan.
Mhm.
They burned like crazy.
Well, yeah, that's why we firebombed them.
Yep. Yeah. That was really where we learned before we really firebombed Dresden.
Mhm.
That's where we first learned about the phenomenon of like a firestorm, of like all that
Right.
fire and it getting so hot and it creating its own air currents and just like bringing entire cities to blaze.
Yeah, it's also why the nuclear bombs were so destructive in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, is because the buildings
Because
were
everything was
sturdy.
wood. Yeah, there was modern. They just hadn't had time
Yeah.
to progress as a society to have like.
I mean, the amount
They
of
were-
like industrialization that had happened
Was
already
insane.
was
Yeah.
ridiculous. So
In a matter of 50 years.
Morello was helping Galati hoping he'd go after
they
the
went
dime.
from being a feudal society to being one of the most mechanized, militarized societies on Earth.
I mean, that is
So a lot of
impressive.
that mechanization was almost restricted entirely to like the military and the
yeah,
nobility.
yeah.
Like the average person didn't really see any of that benefit.
No,
Oh, that's
people were still
absolutely
living
true.
pretty feudal lives.
Yeah,
for sure.
Drives off a bridge. One of the regular pickups on the closest.
That's why the Meiji Restoration is kind of a fascinating period to look at.
It is really interesting. What I find the most interesting about it is you have the writings of the people then talking about all the changes they were going to make to try to preserve as much Japanese culture as possible,
Right.
but also become a modern state that was capable of defending itself and waging war and establishing colonies and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a really interesting idea for a society. Really, I don't know. I've always just been fascinated by like those kind of periods of transition.
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
That's why World War One is endlessly fascinating.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
for sure.
Because I mean, you have fucking like
Just
18th century cavalry charging alongside like fucking rickety old tanks and shit.
Right. Or just to look at the troops marching off to war, and you have like at the beginning they look like fucking Napoleonic soldiers going in, and then by the end they're all in like drab uniform military gear with like felt caps, and like it just everything's very utilitarian by the end of it.
And you had such weird, unique ideas like using zeppelins to bomb cities and shit.
Right. Which is definitely
It's what they had at the time.
But yeah, I mean, well, you had your first tanks just designed, and they were huge because they were designed to just plop over the trenches.
Some of them had crews of like 20 men.
Yeah, and they didn't even really build them so much to like fire on. Like they had gun turrets and stuff like that, but they were really to get over the trenches. Just
they weren't even thought of in the way that we think of tanks today. They were thought of as land battleships, like rolling fortresses and shit like that.
So weird.
Until the day she did. We were only out of pocket knife.
Scotland is really interesting in that way too. When the English really came up and asserted control over Scotland, and to watch it was like Japan, where like a far more advanced civilization all of a sudden like showed up on your doorstep, and forced you to modernize in order to keep up, and then the Scots immediately following this kind of major overhaul of their culture and their society and everything, ended up outpacing, especially in the Enlightenment. Like, if you look at like major figures in the Enlightenment, especially in science and technology and stuff like that from the UK, they're wildly disproportionately Scottish, and Scotland was like a feudal medieval society before that time period. So that pressure ends up like almost forces you to surpass the people that introduced you to modern society, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the dog?
Because it was I was listening to a thing talking about like the major cultural groups in the U.S., and they were talking about like the Scots-Irish and the Scottish people that came over before this kind of revolution in Scotland,
right?
And how they are basically the foundation of like redneck culture in America. Like they settled in the Appalachian Mountains, and they had some of like the lowest educational achievement and everything of these groups.
Right.
But then only 20 years later, from when all the Scots-Irish showed up from the potato famine, the Scottish people that were coming over from Scotland at that time, smaller numbers, but like people, they were coming and they were establishing like some of the largest American corporations, and they were part of like the major banking families and things like that, like Carnegie and people like that. And it was just almost a totally different group of people that were separated by only 20 years of like Scottish history.
That's crazy,
right?
Well, it is 9:30.
All right.
Well, we ended on an interesting history lesson.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
For everybody, anybody that thinks it's only dick jokes.
It's only like 70%.
We go from high concept to very low brow humor.
Very quickly
Pretty
sometimes.
quickly, yeah.
All right. have a good night, everybody. Horton, if you're still here,
Good
thank
night,
you for the
everyone.
raid.
Yeah, thanks
T-Bone,
for
if
the
you're
raid.
still
Yeah.
hanging out, good to
Stop
see
by
you.
anytime.
Yep.
Hope everybody has a good evening, and we will see you next Tuesday. I'm not sure what we're playing yet, because Alex, you're not going to be here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We could do the other half. We could just do this, but I don't know.
It's fine if you guys finish it or whatever. I mean, I like mob stuff. I like Mafia stuff.
But I feel like we could probably find some janky.
Just something else to. I'll have to show you guys after this, but I did find a trash game for us to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't purchased it, but I put it on my wish list on the PlayStation Network. I think it looks like it could be stupid enough for us to get some real material out of.
All right, that sounds fun.
But have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next time. That worked. There we go.